Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, January 15th, our top story. One final address from President Biden.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, a missile barrage overseas.
I'm Debbie Loziga. So far, so good. We're looking pretty smooth across the entire area right now. No delays and no incidents to speak of. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cold one today. Sunshine. Clouds moving in this afternoon. This evening, maybe some snow showers and a high of 23 degrees. Snow showers, less than an inch of accumulation tonight, and a breezy low of 20. Right now at 6 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Joe Biden set to deliver a farewell address to the nation from the Oval Office tonight. Willie James Inman from CBS News.
In a letter released ahead of his Oval Office address to the nation on Wednesday evening, President Biden outlined what he sees as major accomplishments during his 4 years in office. Mr. Biden noted over 16 million jobs created, increased wages, and declining inflation, as well as bipartisan initiatives he signed into law.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be in attendance with the president during the speech.
The removal of a social media app TikTok now set for Sunday, barring any last-minute action from the U.S. Supreme Court. The eyes are watching the court today and through this week. UW-Madison professor Kathleen Culver tells WTMJ Spanning the State what makes the app so addictive to users.
When you have so many users who say, I can't live without something, we are thinking about addictive behaviors here. And the reason that ByteDance would not want to spin off U.S. TikTok is because they refuse to give up the algorithm. And that, to me, makes me skeptical about what's in the algorithm that is particularly addictive.
Users are now moving to other apps like RedNote for their TikTok usage. Culver says what makes TikTok concerning is that the app is able to get access to contact information on phones, which leads to a larger question of how data is used by its parent company, ByteDance.
Negotiators set to resume talks today in Qatar as they try to reach a Gaza ceasefire agreement. All sides say they agree that a final deal is close. BBC's John Donaldson is in Jerusalem.
What the mediators are saying is that the broad principles have been agreed between the two sides, but they're still wrangling over what they're calling technical details. So how this deal will actually be implemented, how prisoners might be exchanged, at what point hostages will be released. But we could see hostages, 3 hostages apparently being released on the very first day, and then the rest of those 30 or so hostages coming over the next 6 weeks.
President Biden and his Egyptian counterpart said in a phone call Tuesday that both Israel and Hamas need to show flexibility to get the deal over the line.
As war rages on in Eastern Europe, Ukraine now reporting that emergency power cuts are taking place after a massive Russian airstrike.
Ukraine implementing emergency power cuts in 6 regions following what officials are calling a massive Russian missile strike. Ukraine's energy minister saying on social media that preventative measures involving the distribution system were also in force. Over the last 3 years, Russia has repeatedly tried to weaponize winter. Ukrainian President Zelensky, meanwhile, says he held further discussions with French President Emmanuel Macron about the possibility of Western troops deploying to Ukraine to safeguard any possible future peace deal. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
2 students who are still in the hospital after the Abundant Life Christian school shooting in Madison are improving. Spokesperson for the UW Health System says the patients are getting better and have been upgraded to good condition. They're being treated at American Family Children's Hospital in Madison. 3 people died in that December shooting, including the teenage shooter. Madison police still investigating a motive.
New leadership for the Archdiocese of Milwaukee means a new approach to the challenges facing the Catholic Church in southeast Wisconsin.
With the pomp and pageantry now past, Archbishop Jeffrey Grob takes the reins as the 12th leader of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. And Grob tells WTMJ he plans to waste no time taking action. Day one as Archbishop, what are you looking to address within the church?
There are so many things. The church, I believe, still has a place at the table. But at the end of the day, how are we helping care for one another, lead others to faith? That's what it's all about.
At the Cathedral of St. John, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, how too much travel could impact the night sky. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
Let's take your inside living outside. Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Bucks roll. The Golden Eagles and Badgers find themselves in tight battles. We've got it all in sports at 6:15.
The Bucks teaming up with Make-A-Wish Wisconsin to help 4 sick children.
Dominique Smith brought her son from Arkansas to spend the day with his idol.
He's loved Damian Lillard since I can't even remember when it started, but to be here and for them to do this for the families, I can't even put into words how it feels.
Arvin Gopal Rutnam with the Bucks says these events impact everyone.
It means a lot not only to the kiddo, but it means a lot to Damian, who's been preparing for a few weeks with ordering shoes to getting ready to welcome this kid to Milwaukee.
David Ozady Scott, WTMJ News.
In the midst of dry January, a non-alcoholic brewery in the UK debuts its products here in Wisconsin.
Their tagline is, "Get mashed, not smashed." Mash Gang Brewery launches in the Badger State with 4 non-alcoholic brews. So how does a brewery with roots in London end up in Brew City? Founder Jordan Childs.
We started on an incubator project with Milwaukee-based pilot project.
Childs says Wisconsin is known, even in the UK, for its drinking culture. But he's up for the challenge selling NAs.
If I can make a beer that's suitable for breakfast, lunch, and everything else in between, then I think we can integrate just fine there.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Our latest at-risk cultural heritage site, the moon.
With space travel increasingly on billionaires' bucket lists, the World Monuments Fund worries that space tourism could soon endanger more than 90 important sites on the moon, including Tranquility Base, the Apollo 11 landing site where NASA's Neil Armstrong first stepped onto the moon's surface. The 25 sites on this year's endangered list also include war-torn Gaza and eroding coastlines in Kenya and the U.S. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A couple lunar landers on their way to the moon this morning.
That's right.
SpaceX launch. So I suppose you got to think about it. Whose stuff is that? You did leave it there, like
so are you responsible
a half century ago, right? 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News. This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
107,471. Is that A, the number of minutes spent listening to your kids describe their favorite YouTuber's latest video? B, the combined number of calories you consume during football season? Or C, the number of households left without power during one of the last big winter storms? While A and B may be true, the real answer is C. But this winter, that 6-digit number can be reduced by 1 with your brand new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. Lights stay glowing, Wi-Fi goes on flowing, and your furnace keeps it going. All thanks to your new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Oh, did I mention payments for as low as $99 a month? Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to power through another winter? We can help.
This report is sponsored by the Milwaukee Boat Show at State Fair Park.
Don't miss the Milwaukee Boat Show, January 17 through 26, State Fair Park. See over 300 boats from more than 80 manufacturers. Get that boat and get that deal.
6:10, let's get an update on the morning drive. Debbie.
All right, not much to talk about. Everything's looking really good right now. We've got no incidents up on the board and no real delays either, so we're in good shape. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. A sunny and cold start to the day, but temperatures warm towards the 20s this afternoon. Expect increase in clouds as the afternoon goes on and the chance for some evening snow showers. Scattered snow showers will continue into the early overnight hours, generally less than an inch of snow expected with breezy winds through tonight. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Friday's the warmest day, high temperatures in the lower 40s with partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Temperatures start to drop once again on Saturday, highs in the 20s with mostly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Sunday gets cold, high temperatures near 10 with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee right now at 6 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
How long's our show today, Ian?
3 hours.
It's not enough.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Not enough.
Lots of stuff. Ice, Vince. Ice is coming to a location near Milwaukee, and no, not that kind of ice.
Happening today.
And who knows if this actually becomes a thing, if it actually turns into real ice. We'll find out today. Milwaukee council members are going to hold a news conference reacting to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, otherwise known as ICE. Apparently, ICE, according to an alderwoman, is looking to modify a building on the northwest side to become a detention facility. The building at question is near Lake Park Drive and Park Place. So this is northwest side. This is the edge of Menominee Falls. You know, like when you're on 4145 and you're just north of Good Hope and you see those Park Place office buildings, those two like glass cube.
They look totally out of place for the landscape, right? They're big office towers.
Yep,
right.
I don't know, 15 stories or something like that.
And they're twin towers.
Yes, twin cube tower things. Anyway, it's just north of that stretch there, there's this building here that apparently is government owned that ICE is looking to modify and add something to and utilize. So Alderman Larissa Taylor says she heard that they're looking to modify this building, and originally she said she wasn't going to support it, but now she's telling Channel 12 that she's learned that ICE is able to use an exemption and move forward with plans without public input on this property and add some different things to it. Either way, she's not happy about that.
She can still go ahead and not be happy about it, right? And make some noise about it.
News conference going to be held this afternoon outside the facility on the northwest side. Now, of course, what makes this unpopular for some? Well, it all comes less than a week before the inauguration, of course, and President-elect Donald Trump had campaigned on the idea of deportation of illegal immigrants. ICE goes after some folks who are not here legally. Is there a connection there? Nothing to suggest there is or there is not. At this point, we just don't have that information. Not hearing anything from ICE on this at the moment.
News conference today.
News conference later today.
6:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Sports up next.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
It's 20 to 30 degrees warmer in my garage right now. Vince Vitrano for Lifetime Door Company. Time to get the biggest door in your home, the look, style, and function it demands. So when my wife and I, when we shopped at Lifetime Door Company, it was mostly about appearance, right? We wanted a beautiful look for that biggest door in our house. What I had not counted on is the tight seal on the bottom from the Expert Insole and the insulation in this new Made in America Haas garage door. Winter is hard on our cars and whatever else we got in the garage, right? You can protect all of those investments by keeping it above freezing in there, even when it's bitter cold outside. And your garage will stay cooler in the summer, too. Tell them Vinny sent you. They'll knock 5% off your total purchase. Visit the showroom in Brookfield. It's near 124th and Burleigh, or you get started online now at lifetimedoor.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
What do we start with?
A lot of sports.
Yeah. Which one? You want to start Bucks first?
Badgers,
or Marquette?
I got Packers stuff from Matt LaFleur's news conference.
Well, maybe we go to Bucks first. Bucks get a big win, back in the win column after beating the Kings up and down the court at Fiserv on Tuesday night. A wire-to-wire win, 130 to 115. At one point, they led by as many as 28. Giannis with a triple-double. Pat Connaughton even enjoying a poster dunk.
Here's Connaughton, an open lane. He stuffs it down with a two-hand jam. Turn the corner on Carter, and there is another quick timeout.
Yeah, it wasn't working for the
Gonna get a new timeout after that. Connaughton just dunked on us.
That got the bench all fired up. It started from the jump. Bucks scoring 47 points in the first quarter. Coach Doc Rivers on setting the tone.
Just set the tone. I mean, we came out, played the right way, ball moved.
Rivers says they kept their focus, which is the best part. So you get out to that big lead, and then you stay focused. You don't let any runs. And the Kings kind of came back a little bit there and would get closer, but never within single digits. Up next, the Orlando Magic tonight at Fiserv.
Let me do some Packers stuff, then we'll do Marquette Badgers. Okay, this is us producing the show on the fly here. We are officially in the offseason, of course, for the Green Bay Packers this morning. Head coach Matt LaFleur gave his season-ending remarks on Tuesday on his quarterback, Jordan Love.
I think he is an ascending player that is going to get better and better and better.
An ascending player, which would be the opposite of regressing, which is kind of what a lot of folks saw. A lot of reporter questions in the nearly 40-minute newser focused on Love's sophomore year as a starter and how he can improve. LaFleur, without suggesting that Love doesn't have growth in front of him, did say shortcomings in the passing game this season are not all on his quarterback's shoulders.
I believe that football is the ultimate team sport, and it's not just him. Like, we got to catch the ball better. I mean, we had a lot of drops. I don't know where we ranked in the league. I mean, you guys probably know that, right? Where were we, Spoon?
Last.
Okay. That's what I figured, but I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, you heard him ask there. Spoon, where are we at in drops? Tom Silverstein,
Yep.
by the way, veteran reporter whose nickname is Spoon, confirming, yes, the Packers had the most drops by pass catchers in the league this season.
Not where we want to be. So, I mean, I guess that's one example.
Another example LaFleur suggested was leaky pass protection at times. In other words, not all on Love. Still high on Love, all of that going into the offseason. Was a bit surprised to learn that one of his players has some changes in mind. His take on that at 6:45.
What a game for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Holy cow, just a battle, a back and
Wasn't
forth
supposed to be.
affair. Yeah, with DePaul. They were down 4 to DePaul with less than a minute to go, but
Mitchell penetrates, kicks outside. Chase Ross, open three.
Great look.
He hit it! He hit it! Marquette's up 2. 6.8 left.
yeah, Ross would give them the go-ahead shot, but DePaul would end up tying it. They'd go into overtime, and thanks to David Joplin, who hit not one but 2 big threes.
Cam Jones on the wing, outside Joplin.
Oh, yeah.
He'll
Again.
try another
Again.
3.
Holla at your boy. One more time.
Oh, baby, twice.
Yes. Of course, Homer and Tony Smith there with the call on ESPN Milwaukee.
Joplin could get his threes, but he couldn't get a free throw.
Yeah.
Tough night at the strike.
Ended
for
up with
Marquette.
30, Joplin would. The Golden Eagles outlast DePaul 85-83. So this was down at DePaul, just there in Illinois. And Shaka Smart told Homer and Tony after the game, like, Man, it's not easy to play there because you got the Marquette fans all ramped up, and then you got the DePaul fans ramped up too.
That's why, if we allow the game to be back and forth or, allow them to make certain runs, which Big East teams do, it's going to be, it's going to kind of feel like, we should win or, it should be ours. But you got to go grab it. You got to go take it. I thought the guys were huge down the stretch.
So big win there. Up next, Xavier for 7th-ranked Marquette, and apparently had some nice kicks on.
Coach, nice shoes too, by the way.
So
count on Tony for that. 24th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers play next at USC this weekend. Beat The Ohio State University Tuesday night at the Kohl Center, 70-68. Badger women play the Buckeyes tomorrow night in Madison. That's an 8 p.m. tip. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Coming up, an update to a story that's got a lot of Packer fans upset. What's happened to this guy for his behavior at the Eagles game? That's next.
If the Magic really have any sort of power,
pick a card, any card.
Don't you think that instead of pulling bunnies out of their hat,
Now take a good look at that card.
they'd consider trying to pull a win out?
Watch while I turn these spades into stars.
The Magic teleport north to take on the Bucks.
Middleton squeezes up another three. This time he's fouled as he hits it.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Happy New Year, but how about the weather? 6 degrees right now. You want to be nice, warm, and cozy inside your home, and that's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. They're inviting doors. You welcome friends and family into your cozy home, and thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, you keep the cold out. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. I'll tell you, the windows and doors, they look good on the inside, too. And here's how you celebrate the new year. 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Now, certain restrictions do apply. You want to visit PellaWI.com for details. You have until January 31st to score Pella's New Year's special. And, announcement, you can tune into Gina Della's new show right here on WTMJ. It's called What's the Difference? They'll be talking about all things windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one. That starts February 1st. You can hear it every Saturday at 6:30 a.m. or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
622, what's happening on the roads this morning, Deb?
Not much, Vince. It's actually looking pretty good. We're starting to see a few more cars out there, but at the moment, everything is rolling along well. No delays and no incidents. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast for today, sunny this morning, clouds coming in this afternoon, maybe some snow tonight, a high of 23. Snow tonight, less than an inch, breezy, a low of 20. For your Thursday, cloudy, 36. Friday, breezy and mild, a high of 42. Things really cool off starting Sunday into Monday. Right now at 6:22, it's a wind chill of -3.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, this guy may have ruined his life because he wanted to be a jerk at a sporting event. There can be real-world consequences for your public behavior sometimes because you never know who's watching or perhaps recording.
They got one more yard, though. They're close. Yeah, but they're not in. It's not a touchdown. Okay, well.
It's a video posted to social media. A guy named Alexander Basara. He is at the Packers-Eagles playoff game in Philadelphia, and this belligerent Philly fan is getting really profane. You heard it, the Packers fan kind of trying to banter with the guy a little bit in this moment, and Philly fan goes on a run that I had to bleep out there. Just really profane language. Philly fan is behind the guy in the stands. And you've got a man and woman whom he said is his fiance. This opposing fan had apparently dropped the C word on her earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's about as profane as you can get. And that's when the guy started recording. Accompanied with this statement on the internet, he posted the video. What it's like going to Philly just trying to root for your team. Unprovoked, uncalled for. Packers Twitter, help me out and find this guy. This is not okay. I hate that my fiance had this happen, simply cheering for her team. Kind of hard to hear there.
Just as well.
I'll spell it out for you. Ugly, dumb C word. Were Philly fans' jabs at these Packers fans inside Lincoln Financial Field.
City of brotherly love.
Yeah, so this dude was asking for the internet to come to the rescue, and the internet does what it does. It went to work. Now, not everybody was supportive online. One of the first comments out of the gate was, "First time at a Philly game? Your fault." Another, "If you did a little research, you would have never bought seats in the higher levels at the Link. That's where the mutants sit. I won't sit up there, and I'm an Eagles fan."
That's a fair statement.
Right? And then here's another. "I was just telling my friends, you could give me free 50-yard line tickets and pay me $1,000 a quarter, and I still wouldn't watch a game in that stadium as a Bills fan."
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
I told you.
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
did.
this. I've witnessed that behavior myself. I'll play this again. This was from when I was out there for TMJ4 covering the game that ultimately became 4th and 26. It's 20 years ago. Packers fans walking into that game in Philadelphia.
For many Packer fans, just getting to the gates was like running the gauntlet.
You guys are going down! No Packers in our stadium! This is Philadelphia!
These fans.
So, okay, that's enough of that, right?
Okay.
Man screaming at women and children. Another guy kicked in a guy's RV window.
Yeah, come on.
So
Come
it can
on.
be ugly there. The couple, Basara and his fiancée, Allie Keller, spoke highly, actually, of most Eagles fans when they were interviewed by NBC 10 in Philly.
So up until the event that you guys saw online, everything was fine. And Eagles fans were generally, pretty calm and pretty nice.
What's more, they're from there. They're not Green Bay folks. They're not Wisconsin.
They're Philly
people.
residents.
Yeah, don't know how come they're Packers fans. I didn't get that much into the backstory, but they live in the Philly area.
Ooh, stinky cheese, like go home. And we're like, well, we actually live here from like the Philly area. We're only an hour outside of Philly. So we would get the go homes, just leave. But it wasn't personal. It was more so like about the game and about the team.
So it wasn't that these folks weren't expecting to take
Right,
some.
sure, it's a thing. Yeah, right.
But they weren't expecting to take that. And it was clear this one guy was like super over the line.
And you can see the guy clear as day in the videos that are posted.
So I mentioned real-world consequences. NBC Philly reporting this morning. A spokesperson for the Eagles told NBC 10 that the incident has been addressed and that the fan who harassed Basara and Keller, that's the fiancé, won't be allowed to attend any future events at Lincoln Financial Field.
Wow.
Banned
Events,
from
not
the
just-
stadium.
Ooh.
And social media users tracked down where the guy works and his company so embarrassed. Here's what NBC got from the company. A statement: "As an organization that has always stood for inclusivity, the conduct displayed was completely unacceptable and stands in direct opposition to our company values." That's from BCT Partners in a statement Monday. NBC Now saying late Tuesday the company said the employee had been terminated.
Wow.
They fired the guy from his job.
Wow.
So,
You be careful what you say, honestly.
right. Nice job, guy.
Let's sing the song. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. D-A-G-L-D-S, Eagles! Yeah! Don't you forget it!
These fans never will. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average up another 220 points to 42,518. NASDAQ fell 44 to 19,044. And the S&P 500 to 5843. That was up 7 points on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com. 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, January 15th. Our top story, an icy reception on Milwaukee's northwest side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Progress for the victims of a Madison school shooting.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything's looking great out on the roads. Light enough volume that we're really not slowing down and no incidents. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 23 degrees today. Got to get through some bitter cold this morning as wind chills are still below zero. Snow showers, less than an inch of accumulation tonight.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Big speech tonight from the Oval Office as President Biden delivers his farewell address to the nation. Donald Trump's second inauguration will be held on Monday. Today, more of Donald Trump's cabinet nominees will face questions from senators that will decide on their confirmations. In Southern California, another round of strong Santa Ana winds is set for today, raising the risk of more fires. However, ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z says there is relief on the way.
By tomorrow, things really start to settle down. The wind speeds are near calm for Santa Clarita by Friday. You know the other best part? We're going to get onshore flow by Friday. That means that the humidity is going to bump up, talking 60%. That's going to help so much you might even see a sprinkle by the end of the week in Southern California.
In about an hour, we'll get a snapshot of the economy when the Labor Department releases consumer price index numbers. The expectation is that inflation likely worsened last month due to higher prices for eggs, gas, and used cars. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a proposed U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention facility on Milwaukee's northwest side drawing the ire of the district's alderwoman.
Larissa Taylor says her office received a request through a third party to support ICE as it plans to move into her district at a currently empty warehouse park on West Lake Park Drive. Proposed modifications to the building include a sally port, which would be used to transport prisoners, and a chain link fence with privacy slats. The alderwoman says she will not support either the Department of Homeland Security moving in or any modifications to the building. ICE has not made a public statement about any plans for the facility. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Man from Appleton is in custody after an attempted bank robbery. Police say Martin Schneidermayer entered a Wells Fargo bank Tuesday morning, demanded money, ran with an unknown amount of cash. After the quick actions, bank employees who provided crucial details, police were able to take the suspect in custody.
2 students severely injured in the Madison school shooting are improving. A spokesperson for UW Health Systems says the patients getting better as they've been upgraded now to good condition. They're being treated at a hospital in Madison. 3 people died in the December shooting at Abundant Christian Life School, including the teenage shooter. Madison police still working on a motive.
Confirmed case of chronic wasting disease. This is in Manitowoc County. The DNR confirms the first positive test result in a hunter-harvested 1-year-old buck. This was south of Valders in northeast Wisconsin. Chronic wasting disease, of course, deadly infectious nervous system disease of deer, moose, and elk. Usually spreads because of infected shared food or fluids. To stop the spread, the state did authorize a 3-year baiting and feeding ban for deer that'll go into effect in Manitowoc County on the 1st of February.
Mental health during these cold winter months is important. Dr. John Raymond, Medical College of Wisconsin, telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News seasonal affective disorder is a real thing.
Seasonal affective disorder, also called SAD, is a major depressive disorder. It's a serious illness. And as we know, in winter, the days are short, the weather's cold and bleak, so it's natural to maybe feel a little bit down. But for about 5% of Americans, it's more than just a little bit of sadness. It really is a significant depressive disorder.
Dr. Raymond says cognitive behavioral therapy and antidepressants can help combat SAD from really impacting one's mental health.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Coming up, no men, please.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur suggesting he was surprised to hear this about one of his star players. We'll do it in sports at 6:45.
My wife and I like to divide and conquer, right? Divide up the errands and the
various household chores,
the things that you got to do, right? Yep. And oftentimes I will offer, hey, you know, I can run to the grocery store. I know it's been a long day or whatever. I can go do this or I can go do that at the grocery store.
I know where this is going. You're not allowed to do that.
And she's always like, she could be dead tired. Just worked a long day. She's like, no, I will go to the grocery store.
No, thank you.
Why? Because I know what I need from the grocery store. You won't be able to find it.
Because you are going to not come back with stuff.
Or the right stuff.
Yeah, they didn't have this. Yeah, they did. Did you ask? No.
So we bring this up because
I didn't ask for chips.
If you can't trust
Who
your
bought
husband
shrimp
to get your grocery list, how can you expect a male Instacart stranger shopper to figure it out? So those delivery apps like Instacart or DoorDash, which basically you can use an app to have someone pick out your food or deliver it or whatever, they now are being demanded by women users of these apps to the option of selecting the sex of their shopper. So users say, hey, no, I want it to be a female because I know that they know what they're doing when shopping. One angry woman on TikTok loves the idea of requesting a female dasher, considering her last supermarket order. Out of 5 basic grocery items she paid for, the male shopper only got 1 of them correct.
They didn't have any of this other stuff.
So I can't say that they're wrong, and this probably is a good idea.
You would expect the Instacart shoppers, though, to be, I don't know if professional is the right word, but if you're in the arena and this is what you do, you ought to know better than just your common household husband.
Quinoa? What is this?
Yeah, they don't have
idea.
that.
What, was that in the pasta
Must
section?
have spelled this wrong. 6:38 on Wisconsin's
Thought it
Morning
meant hot
News.
cocoa.
Menards is the one-stop shop for huge savings on new energy-efficient appliances. Upgrade your home today and save big on top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We carry the largest in-stock selection of home appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Check out our entire selection of home appliances on Menards.com. Plus, view the weekly flyer for many other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Another 5-star review for the Bugman and Queen Bee. Vince Vitrano here. They're our family's choice for pest defense in our home. Local, family, veteran owned and operated. Terry wrote in, we've been using the Bugman for the past 3 months to eliminate a mouse problem. We are very pleased with the result. Matt, that's the Bugman's brother. He works there too. And Pete, thorough, professional, and friendly. In the office, Julie is a master of scheduling. We appreciate her flexibility. I also like, first time I ever called Bugman and Queen Bee, Julie gets on the phone. What do you got over there? What are you dealing with? What's the problem in your home or your business? What kind of service do you expect? You go local, you go family-owned, and this is what you get. The best in local pest defense. 262-633-3411, bugmanqueenbee.com.
Ridiculous fees, robocalls, customer service that's lacking the actual service. It sounds like you might be getting bullied by your bank. You don't have to settle. At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WisCaregiver.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
At 20 minutes before 7 o'clock, let's have a better drive today, Deb.
Yeah, so far it's shaping up. We've got a pretty good ride right now. Not seeing really any delays and no incidents in our area, so everything is looking pretty good. Volumes obviously picking up. Everybody's starting to move to work, but for the most part, everything else is looking great. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. A sunny and cold start to the day, but temperatures warm towards the 20s this afternoon. Expect increase in clouds as the afternoon goes on, then the chance for some evening snow showers. Scattered snow showers will continue into the early overnight hours, generally less than an inch of snow expected with breezy winds through tonight. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Friday's the warmest day, high temperatures in the lower 40s with partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Temperatures start to drop once again on Saturday, highs in the 20s with mostly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Sunday gets cold, high temperatures near 10 with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 6 degrees. Heroic video alert. Click watch now on our website or your digital app. Stream us on YouTube or text watch to the Signing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 if you want to see. Can you tell me what this sound is, E?
Sounds like an animal.
All right.
It's not.
It's
but
not.
My stomach in the morning.
That is the sound of a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
It is also the sound of some local sheriff's deputies saving a woman's life. This happened earlier this month, but Sheriff Christopher Schmeling in Racine County is sharing the video now and the story for the first time. Got this description from his office as to what went down. Union Grove, intersection of Highway KR and 45. So if you know Union Grove, it's just south of the village proper. Nice little village area there, and just south of there is where this intersection is. It's 6 o'clock at night earlier this month, so it's already dark. Pickup truck hauling a trailer ran a stop sign and T-boned a Honda Civic. Smashed the Civic so hard that it got pushed off the roadway and started on fire. Pickup, by the way, slammed into a telephone pole on the other side of the intersection. Trailer separated from the truck, rolled, and finally came to rest upside down. Now, there's no mention here from the sheriff of injuries to the pickup driver, so I am assuming that there were none that were serious enough to note. But a woman in the Civic that got plowed into, she is seatbelted, strapped in, unconscious, and her car's on fire.
Hey, that lady is in the car. She's in the car right now.
Let's see, sound from one of the deputies' body cameras. You hear someone on scene saying, hey, there's a lady in the car, right? And deputies are running to her aid. If you're watching along on the live stream, that's the video that you're seeing. It's the sheriff's deputies from Racine County, their body cameras. They're running to her aid. One calls out to the other.
Hey, grab the fire extinguisher. There's blue oil all over. We just got the door open. Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, can you hear me?
They get up on the victim in this car, this woman, and, as they call it in the business, she is unresponsive.
Right.
So they're trying to, hello, like nothing, and she's still strapped in. The car's on fire. So 2 deputies hit the flames with those fire extinguishers. And they got the woman out. She was, according to Sheriff Schmeling, taken by Flight for Life to Freighter for treatment of serious but not life-threatening injuries. Investigation into the crash is ongoing, so no charges or citations as of yet for the driver of the pickup. That could be coming when the investigation is complete. Sheriff Schmeling commending the work of his deputies who arrived on scene. On behalf of the entire sheriff's office, our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the injured driver. May you have a swift and full recovery. I commend the decisive actions of the deputies whose response undoubtedly saved a life.
Every second counts. Literally every second counts. And when you watch the body cam and see them just doing their work, just boom, no hesitation,
right?
No fear, just doing the work.
So congrats to them, and best wishes from us as well for a swift recovery to that injured driver. 6:45, sports up next.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. If you're looking right now, all right, it's time. It's time to start considering pricing there for the roof. It's time to get that roof replaced. Here's where you go first. One website, TriCountyContractingWI.com. You go to the website and you click on the Instant Roof Quote button. Now you know. All you got to do is put in your address and your number, and now you got the address. Or now you have the quote. It's that easy. They have AI implemented on their site. It gives you the quote for your roof. So now you know. And then you can move forward with there. You can call them up and have someone over at the house to take a look. TriCountyContractingWI.com. You shop for everything else online. You can also shop for a roof. TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
That's more like it, Bucks. Bucks, after getting just blown up by the Knicks the other day, get back in the win column. They beat the Kings at Fiserv Forum in a game that was never even close. I think they scored like 1,000 points in the first quarter.
Right, it was out of reach
Not
early.
that many, but 47. 47 points in the first quarter alone as they beat the Kings 130-115. Giannis with his 50th career regular season triple-double. And Coach Doc Rivers said, what's really great about what Giannis did is the passing, that moving the ball helps them win.
When him and Dame are high in assists, 20 between them, we're so much better when that happens.
Yeah, so they did really well. Giannis with 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 33 points as they go on to roll. Up next, the Magic and their hometown Milwaukee native head coach. They are in town tonight right here on WTMJ Radio.
Something I learned, we've talked about this before, that I've learned in business. Good advice for the workplace no matter what you do for a living. You never, even with good news, want your boss to be surprised about something that involves you.
This is true, you're right.
Boss needs to know what's up, needs to hear it from you. Why do I share this? Remember that time when the Packers played the Eagles in the playoffs, and on the first play of the game, we fumbled the kickoff?
Here's Keyshawn Nixon, the all-pro returner for Green Bay. And gets decked up before the third. I think the ball came out there. Who's going to come out of it? Eagles say they have it.
Yeah, Fox Sports on the call. Yeah, that was Sunday. Okay, and the immediate beginning to the end of the playoffs run for the Packers. Well, Keyshawn Nixon wants to be done returning kickoffs and says it's because his goal is to be the Packers' #1 cornerback on defense. ESPN's Rob Domofsky mentioned that to Packers head coach Matt LaFleur at Coach's season-ending news conference Tuesday.
Keyshawn yesterday said he doesn't want to return kicks anymore and he wants to be a #1 corner.
It was interesting.
That was interesting. Got the sense that Keyshawn's head coach, his boss, had not heard that news before. Ended up reading about it or hearing about it through the media. Domofsky on the follow-up.
Are either of those viable?
Well, Keyshawn and I have a really good relationship, and we have a meeting today to talk about this. So I love Key. I do. I love how he competes. I love how he prepares. He's, not sure why he said what he said.
Not sure why he said what
Interesting.
He said. I'd like to know what happened in that meeting. LaFleur saying his office is open for one-on-ones with any of the players who want to do that now, or he'll be reaching out to every guy for that chat in the coming weeks.
It was a bad game. It was a bad game for the Marquette Golden Eagles. But they won. Back and forth affair with DePaul, a team that you should win, even on the road. It goes into overtime. You can hear the exhaustion on Homer and Tony's voice. ESPN 94.5, ESPN Milwaukee at the end of the game.
He rims it up, no good. Pulled down, and it's the end of the game. Perfectly done. Marquette wins it by 2. Start the bus. Get out of here.
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
Yeah, it was rough.
Can we go now?
Yes, they're somehow able to claw back and win that game thanks to David Joplin. 30 points, including a couple of big threes in the last or in overtime as they go on to win. So all's well that ends well, I guess, but not your best game for Marquette.
Badgers 70-68 winners over The Ohio State University in a barn burner at the Kohl Center Tuesday night. Badgers Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Start the bus. Get out of here.
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
6 projects in with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. That's a happy customer. My friends over there, Katie and Dan, they will custom design solutions for your home to help you cut the clutter, calm the chaos, bring order to your family life. Listen to this from Margot. One of their projects was adding a desk to the kitchen area. Our daughter comes home every day and completes her homework at the desk because she loves it so much. Turned out better than we could even imagine. Now, that's doing a lot more than just making better use of space. It is providing workable solutions to your family challenges. You bring order and function to your home and your family life. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com. Debbie.
All right, just starting to see some delays along westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange. Southbound 43 looks fine. Everything's looking great. Actually, 41 also moving along quite well in both directions. And the bypass all the way around the block moving along really well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Sunshine this morning, clouds this afternoon, and a high of 23. Snow showers tonight, less than an inch of accumulation, though, and a low of 20, which will feel nice because right now we're at 6. Something is happening today that has happened only once before in our lifetimes. You and me. Now, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 50. So by definition, it is extraordinary. I said it was happening today. It's actually tomorrow.
Thursday? Yeah.
Milwaukee, for only the second time in my half-century of life, will swear in a new county executive. Man, twice I screwed up.
District attorney.
It's tomorrow, and it's a district attorney.
Yes.
Man, I had the Law and Order theme all set to go here and everything.
That means nobody really cares because you always get it wrong. So
I thought they were going to have the same fanfare as the Archbishop. I thought they're going to march in all of these people.
An installation ceremony.
Yes, he's going to hold an old gavel.
Kent Laverne will take the oath of office in a ceremony Thursday night as he takes over for John Chisholm, who's retiring. Before him, it was E. Michael McCann, who was elected in the late 1960s and served for nearly 40 years. Joined this morning by former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant and host of the afternoon show on 101.7 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris. Good morning, Ken. Hey, do other communities turn this position over more frequently than we do in Milwaukee? This is a rarity, right?
Chicago's like a round robin. And probably because they use it as a political position. And I think one of the things that our former district attorney did is started to use it as a political baton, He kind of beat those that he wanted to beat, and those that he didn't want to, he didn't. It's like he was trying to make up for past mistakes of society, when in fact, the only way you can do that is to move forward. And he did a lot of things that I think brought an injustice to communities throughout Milwaukee County.
All right.
And so I'm not going to be shy. I'm glad he's gone. I think Kent Laverne is going to hopefully do a better job. I hope he's not in the same mold as him. They need to really have someone who understands the community and is fair. That's all.
So when you say be fair, understand the community, what does he need to do to be successful in your eyes?
Make the punishment match the crime. Don't think you're making up for past ills in the black community, Hispanic, Asian, white, whatever, because of what happened in the past. You only deal with the circumstances and what happened today. Let's move forward. But this sending criminals back into their communities to reoffend, it's a microcosm of the same thing we talk about with immigration, right? You've got people from other countries that come in, go to a community, and ravage the community because they have nothing to lose. They're illegal, so they can do whatever they want. They scare people. People are afraid to come to the police. We don't need that from citizens here, but that's what's happening. So instead of letting someone sit in jail because the cash bail is what it's supposed to be, $1 million, we make it $1,500 and they bail out and go back to the same community and cause trouble. That's happened under this previous district attorney. That has to stop. Just do your job. But I think one thing the citizens of the county need to do is if he doesn't do his job in 4 years, throw him out.
You mentioned immigration. Great bridge to our next question for you regarding the story that Erik brought at the top of the hour today.
So Alderwoman Larissa Taylor released a press release on Tuesday evening saying that she has heard that ICE, Immigration and Customs and all that, is looking to modify a building in her district on the northwest side. And she is disappointed because she is not able to provide input on that because she claims that the ICE is just able to do this if it wants to.
Yeah, that usually when people own their own property, they're actually able to do what they want to.
So what would this indicate to you if ICE is looking to modify a building in order to, what would that be, to house potential?
Sure. They're gonna create facilities throughout each region, throughout each circuit to make sure that they have proper housing, right? Food, clothing, shelter for people that they're going to transition back to other countries. Or you're being held on an ICE retainer. So nobody wants the county to, support ICE. Nobody wants to support Homeland Security. We've got sheriffs that are getting recalled because they're asked by their own federal government to help them house prisoners, and people don't like it. So instead of dealing with it, they want to throw the sheriff out. Just build their own facility on their own land in their own time. They don't have to ask the county, the state, or the city whether or not they can build. So,
does the expansion of this facility indicate or suggest to you that it's a reflection of the Trump administration's intentions to round up more people and deport illegals?
Very much so. If you commit a crime, then you get deported.
Dr. Ken Harris with us this morning. Thanks, Ken.
All right.
6:58, Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A year-round family entertainment center has been pitched for Cedarburg. The 30,000 square foot facility would include indoor mini golf, laser tag, bumper cars, and an arcade. Options for the future of Interstate 794 are expected to be shared with the public this spring. The State Department of Transportation has been studying 9 concepts since August of 2023 to determine the future of the highway. UW system students looking to transfer from one system school to another may soon find it harder than it was in the past. The system is reviewing its guaranteed transfer policy from 2020, but would not provide a timeline for when changes, if any, could be implemented. I'm Drew Dawson from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and if you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. He has prioritized patients' needs no matter how sensitive since he began practicing in 1985. If you're due for a dental visit, Economowalk Dental has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. In addition to an exam, you'll receive a gentle, professional cleaning that will leave your mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Check out Economowalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. That's 262-567-7224. Start 2025 on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, January 15th, our top story. One last speech to the nation.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Lead poisoning reported at a Milwaukee school.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Looks like we've got a crash now. It's on westbound 94 at 70th Street. It is off on the right shoulder, and it looks like it's a one-car accident, so just be careful if you're heading through that area. The rest of the system is looking great. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 23 degrees today. Got to get through some bitter cold still this morning. Tonight, snow showers, less than an inch of accumulation, and a low of 20. Right now at 6 in Milwaukee, wind chill below 0. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, speech tonight from President Biden. It will be his final major address from the White House.
President Biden tonight addresses the nation from the Oval Office, a farewell speech as he prepares to leave the White House next Monday. The president's expected to outline what he sees as his accomplishments over the past 4 years, what the White House is calling historic progress on job creation, investment in infrastructure and clean energy, and efforts to bring down costs. He'll talk about his foreign policy record, which he'll say includes strengthening alliances around the world, supporting countries like Ukraine and Israel, and bringing home wrongfully detained Americans. Karen Travers ABC News, Washington.
Impeached South Korean President Yoon has been detained for questioning.
Impeached South Korean President Yoon detained and questioned at the Corruption Investigation Office this morning, raising questions about stability in Seoul. In a pre-recorded video message to the country, Yoon said he deeply regrets illegalities that have occurred. Japan, meanwhile, saying it is closely watching the series of developments with particular and serious concern. Tokyo relies on South Korea as a critical partner to counterbalance an increasingly assertive China and the mounting threat from North Korea. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Firefighters this morning holding the line against two of the largest and deadliest blazes still burning in the Los Angeles area. They are concerned about the threat of what's expected to be 70-mile-an-hour winds today that could undo some of the progress they've made. Brooke Schaefer from News Nation.
Firefighters are once again bracing for more strong winds. There is still a red flag warning in effect for today. This area, it feels like, really cannot catch a break, an area that has already seen so much destruction. The Palisades fire that roared through here was the largest fire of all of them that broke out last week. As of this morning, it's still only 18% contained. Wildfires have known to kill at least 25 people, more than 38,000 acres burned.
A Milwaukee Public Schools student testing positive for lead poisoning. The health department says the student attends the Golden Mayer Lower Campus just north of downtown. The department identified lead paint in the basement bathroom at that school. Now, the district and the health department are currently working to remediate the identified lead hazards.
A new archbishop inherits a Milwaukee Catholic community hoping for a fresh outlook on issues facing the church across southeast Wisconsin.
With the grandiose traditions of the installation now past, new Archbishop Jeffrey Grob plans to waste no time stepping into his leadership position.
The church, I believe, still has a place at the table.
Grob tells WTMJ that includes addressing an ongoing shortage of religious workers within the archdiocese. How do you address that issue?
It's a matter of how do we engage. It's not a matter of putting a note in a bulletin or putting it on something website. It's a matter of believers going out and bringing more believers in.
At the Cathedral of St. John, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, gates going up at 66 Perry Street.
Siding Unlimited.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
America's Best installer of America's Best replacement windows does not have the word windows in their name. Their name is Siding. Siding Unlimited. Hey, the Sons took Dad's siding business and ran with it. Siding Unlimited, the family-owned Wisconsin company, keeps climbing to the top of Pella Windows of Pella, Iowa's awards. Siding Unlimited, one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole country. But better than that, the top. For 4 of the past 5 years, Pella has honored Siding Unlimited as their National Certified Contractor of the Year. You want windows? Pay Wisconsin prices with this great local company, delivering National Championship Award-winning service. Great craftsmanship, clean up behind, and leave the job better than before and better than expected. You know, the company with Wisconsin family values. Pride in integrity, pride in people, pride in Wisconsin. SidingUnlimited.com.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizon, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Take your family to the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford or Oshkosh today for the Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry and just $7.99. Kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Just walk in for your $7.99 fish fry. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Bucks roll, Golden Eagles and Badgers find themselves in a battle. We've got it all in sports at 7:15.
2, 1, ignition. And liftoff. Go firefly, go high space, go fast.
Happening right now, blazing toward the moon, a Falcon 9 rocket hauling lunar landers designed and built by a pair of relative newcomers to the space race. ABC's Jim Ryan.
It's the first launch of Blue Ghost, a 6.5-foot-tall lunar lander developed by Texas-based Firefly Aerospace. A Hakuto R spacecraft from Japan's iSpace has the other spot in the cargo bay. That company's first attempt at a lunar landing in 2023 ended in a crash that left a pockmark on the face of the moon.
The mission hopes to increase the understanding of the moon's environment in preparation for future human travel there.
In the midst of dry January, a non-alcoholic brewery from the UK debuting its products here in Wisconsin.
Their tagline is, "Get mashed, not smashed." Mash King Brewery launches in the Badger State with 4 non-alcoholic brews. So how does a brewery with roots in London end up in Brew City? Founder Jordan Childs.
We started on an incubator project with Milwaukee-based pilot project.
Childs says Wisconsin is known, even in the UK, for its drinking culture. But he's up for the challenge selling NAs.
If I can make a beer that's suitable for breakfast, lunch, and everything else in between, then I think I can integrate just fine there.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
I tell you and I are both doing a damp January.
So far, mine's all dry at the moment.
Oh, well.
Pretty proud of that.
Oh, congrats to you, I guess.
2 weeks in, I'm pretty proud of that.
You haven't been driven to drink by the Packers or anything
I will
else.
be damp this weekend. I'm going ice fishing, so that I can't.
You're going to be more than damp, my friend. You and your boys up north.
Yes.
Fishing and nothing else to do.
So this
You're
is
going
why
to undo it all.
This is why we're calling it damp. But at the moment, it's dry.
I know. Do you feel great? Here's my issue. Like, I expected to feel phenomenal.
Interesting question, but you don't?
No, I mean, I guess maybe, if I don't, maybe a little clearer in the morning, a little less groggy, but I thought hey, my joints are feeling good. I'm binging,
less
there's a spring in my step, all the stuff. I'm not.
No, the one thing I've noticed is sleeping better. I feel like you definitely sleep better. Your body isn't fighting with itself.
Right, to process all of that you dumped into it.
At least I think that is, maybe I'm telling myself that, but I feel like I've had stronger sleeps.
I got to give it a little longer? Is that it?
Yeah, see how long you can go.
7:10, I'll report back to you. 7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Deep freeze is here. It's not too late for you to get hot, hot, hot. Fox World Travel has your ticket to paradise with exclusive deals you won't find anywhere else. Save up to $150 on Mexico and Caribbean vacations with Apple Vacations, or get Fox exclusive cruise perks like onboard credits and more with Celebrity Cruises, Holland America, or Princess. Don't miss this limited time to book now and save only at Fox World Travel. Book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code radio.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Erik Bilstad. As we ring in 2025, are you heading into the new year with the same old joint pain? It's time to make a resolution, to get moving again. No more achy joints for your knees, your hips, shoulders, or your back. You're going to call QC Kinetics in 2025, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. Got locations in Greenfield and Mequon under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions. So many of your neighbors here in Milwaukee are living life again without the constant pain in their joints. Here's what you do. Resolve to get lasting relief in 2025. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Debbie, what's happening on the roads?
Well, we got an accident westbound 94 right at the 70th Street on-ramp. It's off on the right shoulder. Squad's with it, so hopefully it'll get taken care of. It's not really affecting your ride that much. Everybody is moving along past it without a problem because we got light enough volume right now. No other delays around the area, so awesome. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. A sunny and cold start to the day, but temperatures warm towards the 20s this afternoon. Expect increase in clouds as the afternoon goes on and the chance for some evening snow showers. Scattered snow showers will continue into the early overnight hours, generally less than an inch of snow expected with breezy winds through tonight. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Friday's the warmest day, high temperatures in the lower 40s with partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Temperatures start to drop once again on Saturday, highs in the 20s with mostly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Sunday gets cold, high temperatures near 10 with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Air temperature at 5, wind chill 7 below.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Saying goodbye one last time.
Happening today.
Yes.
One last time.
Tonight, the Commander-in-Chief will address the nation from the Oval Office for the last time. The final goodbye, if you will.
Folks.
Yep, maybe there'll be a folks in there.
There will be.
A little bit more on what the president will say tonight. But first, also happening today in Washington, several of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks will be on Capitol Hill for their confirmations.
This is a very busy week for President-elect Trump's nominees. Of course, many are focused on some of the bigger names like Pete Hegseth, who appeared before the Senate Armed Services Committee Tuesday. You also have Marco Rubio, who's got a hearing for confirmation for Secretary of State, Pam Bondi for Attorney General. But there are a number of other nominees who will be up here on Capitol Hill as well.
Yes, including Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin congressman for the DOT. So he will be getting some FaceTime today on Capitol Hill. And that report there from CBS's Nicole Killian.
And some are expected to have an easier road than others. You know, she mentioned Bondi and Hegseth, probably tougher to get confirmed. Duffy's expected to get confirmed.
Yes, that'll be the easy one. Some of these other ones, might get a little bit of pushback. We'll see, though, when it all is said and done. But yes, then the president tonight will lay out his legacy of his 4 years in office one final time.
One last time.
We have an obligation to give hate no safe harbor and to stand up to what my dad used to say is the greatest sin of all, the abuse of power.
One last time.
That's because America is and always has been a nation of possibilities. We must never lose that. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
One last time. One last time.
Folks.
Though in reviewing
Sports is coming up next. That's brought to you by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
In Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the New Year's sale is on. Hey, is there a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC in your future? Connect with Holiday and find one that's right for you. Stack it with their low, simplified price, get more for your trade, then pair it all up with the season's best offers. Ready to take the roads this winter with confidence. Another great option, check out a GM-certified pre-owned model. Enjoy the peace of mind benefits like 2 factory-backed warranties, scheduled maintenance, courtesy transportation, and roadside assistance all included. Driving a GM-certified vehicle from Holiday is a no-brainer. I know you'll appreciate Team Holiday's welcoming, friendly, and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. Fans like me and thousands of others who drive Holiday, Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
And that's how you play a basketball game, Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks get back in the win column after beating up and beating down the Kings at Fiserv Forum on Tuesday night. Wire-to-wire win. 130-115 was the final, but at one point the Bucks were leading by as many as 28. Giannis with his 50th regular season triple-double. Pat Connaughton even enjoying a poster dunk.
Here's Connaughton, an open lane. He stuffs it down with a two-hand jam. Turn the corner on Carter, and there's
the best part was his face he made. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm
dunking
I'm
here?
doing dunks now. Got the bench all fired up, of course. It started, though, from the jump. The Bucks scoring 47 points in the first quarter. Coach Doc Rivers loved it.
Just set the tone. I mean, we came out, played the right way, ball moved.
Said he was really happy, too, that they kept their focus, because oftentimes when you get a lead that much, all of a sudden you're kind of getting lackadaisical and all that. But no, they played strong all the way through. Up next, the Magic tonight at Fiserv Forum.
Officially this morning in the Packers' off-season, head coach Matt LaFleur gave his season closing remarks Tuesday on the quarterback, Jordan Love.
I think he is an ascending player that is going to get better and better and better.
Ascending as opposed to regressing, which is what a lot of folks saw, to be honest with you. A lot of reporter questions in the nearly 40-minute news conference focused on Love's sophomore year as a starter and how he can improve. Now, LaFleur was hardly suggesting that Love doesn't have room to grow in front of him, but did say shortcomings in the Packers' passing game this season, not all on the quarterback's shoulders.
I believe that football is the ultimate team sport, and it's not just him. Like, we got to catch the ball better. I mean, we had a lot of drops. I don't know where we ranked in the league. I mean, you guys probably know that, right? Where were we, Spoon?
Last.
Okay. That's what I figured, but I didn't want to say that.
You heard him ask their Spoon, where are we at in the drops? Tom Silverstein, veteran reporter whose nickname is Spoon, confirming, yes, the Packers had the most drops by pass catchers in the league this season.
Not where we want to be. So, I mean, I guess that's one example.
Yeah, LaFleur saying, I'm high on Love, all of that going into the offseason. Bit surprised to learn that one of his players has some changes in mind for what he's doing next season. His take on that coming up at 7:45.
Ugly game for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Somehow they come out with a win against DePaul, a game that went into overtime. David Joplin scored 30, thankfully 2 big threes in the OT.
Cam Jones on the wing, outside Joplin.
Oh, yeah.
He'll try another three.
Holla at your boy. One more time.
Oh, baby, twice.
My favorite was that's Homer and Tony Smith there, of course, on ESPN Milwaukee 94.5. When the game ended, you could tell they wanted to get out of there.
Start the bus. Get out of here.
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
Run. Get us out of here. So they win. Up next, Xavier.
Kind of had that same feeling myself. I was watching the end of the game, and it's coming up on bedtime. You should really be in bed by 8 with a 6 o'clock tip.
Yeah.
Or even it might have been a 6:30, but that game just wouldn't end. 24th ranked Wisconsin Badgers play next at USC this weekend, beat the Ohio State University Tuesday night at the Kohl Center 70-68. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
The only place to get this.
Every twist and turn you could possibly dream of is playing out tonight. Are you kidding me?
With some of this.
We are the Bucks, Justin.
You're a member of the team now. Okay.
Well, I have the tattoo on my arm, so I kind of am.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time to start thinking about spring now. Call Johnson & Sons Paving to make sure your pavement hazards don't get worse over the winter here. Potholes, cracked curbs, drainage issues. If they're bad now, they're going to get worse. So let's start with a call to Johnson & Sons Paving to get that fixed. You schedule the free, no obligation quote. They'll come out, walk through your property, take a look at your pavement. They'll see signs of asphalt pavement that needs work. Fatigue cracking, standing water, warping or buckling, sinking pavement. You don't want to scare away customers or tenants with bad curb appeal on your property. You book now, you'll save money later. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Special Milwaukee Auto Show Advance Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
We're making it easy for you to help the folks affected by the wildfires in California. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. Traffic with Debbie here.
Okay, well, we did have that earlier accident on westbound 94 at about 70th Street. That actually has been cleared out of the way. Just have some leftover delays coming out of the stadium interchange towards that point. Eastbound starting to slow down a bit from 92nd Street all the way to 35th Street, so heads up with that. The rest of the system not looking too bad. Couple of broken down vehicles, one westbound 94 right about at Highway SS. Actually, the other one that I was going to talk about is gone, the one in Johnson Creek near Highway 26, but that's actually gone. We should be in good shape for the rest of this period. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny this morning, clouds this afternoon, and some evening snow, a high of 23. Tonight, maybe less than an inch of snow, breezy, a low of 20. For Thursday, cloudy, high of 36. Friday, mild, a high of 42 before things really get cold. Right now, it's 7:23. It's 5.
Later this year, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation will finally commit to doing one thing or another in a debate that has been going on for several years. Either spend about $300 million rebuilding I-794 between the Marquette interchange and the Hone Bridge, or tearing the darn thing down and going with street-level traffic. John Mercure from Wisconsin's Afternoon News here on WTMJ is with us this morning. And John, you're going to spend an hour this afternoon of your show breaking down these two options.
From 3 to 4, we're going to look at it. You know, the two primary options in broad terms are, as you laid out, do we tear down that elevated highway? Do we get rid of it? It will be gone, all that concrete torn out and moved somewhere. Or do we basically leave it there, improve it, tweak the ramps, that sort of thing? So we're going to have both sides in the studio with us. There's a group called Rethink 794, which thinks it needs to go. We need to open up that space to the sky. We need to have better access for businesses. We need to use city streets. They say it needs to go. It's too big, it's cumbersome, it's ugly, and we don't use the land underneath there.
Separates the third ward from downtown, creates an
totally
artificial
divides
barrier.
it. Yep. So they say it needs to go. Well, that's going to be expensive, but maybe that's the right answer. There are other folks in the community who say, no, we need to leave it because it's too expensive to tear it down. It works. A lot of people use it. And if you move that traffic onto city streets below the existing infrastructure instead, it's going to be too congested. It's just going to be terrible. So we'll look at both sides coming up this afternoon.
I suppose, too, there are some who just want to use the highway because it's nice to drive from Bayview to the west side of southeast Wisconsin.
Can confirm. I lived
Absolutely.
in Bayview for a number of years. This was my connection to not just to downtown, but to the western suburbs, to going north on I-43. That's for Bayview, Cudahy, South Milwaukee, Oak Creek, all
St.
of those
Francis,
growing
that
suburbs.
whole area.
Does that
You're
matter,
right.
though, to the city?
To the city, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. So you're right. That's convenient. That's easy. But proponents of tearing it down, which is the more vocal voice, and I think the larger number of leaders believe in some form it's going to go away, say, you know what, it might not be as easy, but ease isn't the only thing that's important. We got to protect businesses down there. We got to open up the land. We got to do this and that and the other thing. I think you raise a good point. It's probably not easy, but that's not at the top of the agenda, it looks like, for decision makers.
I'm pro-development, too. You guys know this. I talk about it all the time. I want more skyscrapers. I want more things to do. I want more buildings. I want more residents. I want all of those things. And if tearing down this piece of freeway could truly deliver that, I'd certainly be open to talking about it. Here's the thing. I'm a skeptic on that. It's not like we don't have lots. There's one, in fact, right on the lakefront. It's just adjacent to the Couture project. It freed up the last time we moved the ramps around, approaching the Hone Bridge. This is maybe the most valuable piece of property in the state of Wisconsin. It's been on the market. DOT's been trying to sell it for years. They got no takers. It's still vacant. Knocking this thing down might leave a bunch of vacant lots.
There are still lots west of where we're doing this broadcast, where the soccer stadium's supposed to go, and there are adjacent lots there. So that's a good point, but those are lots, Vince, proponents of tearing it down will say could be used for a skyscraper or a soccer stadium or big things. If you take 794 down, maybe that opens up land for smaller businesses, restaurants that won't go on that big lot. But I don't know. The worst thing that could happen would be we tear it down and it's just empty lots.
Well, the Park East Corridor, which now, I guess 20 years later, you can say is a success with everything that's happened now. But there was a time not that long ago when we joked on the radio, I think it was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, about just putting painting parking lots.
Yes.
On the dirt.
Yeah. Make it a dog park. I mean, there was all kinds of crazy ideas.
That thing was barren for years.
That's true, but at least that had to come down, right? That literally went nowhere. This is an active stretch of interstate that
really
I mean,
convenient for
people
shoppers.
use this every single day coming from the east and the west. What a disruption it's going to be if they tear that thing down, too.
Really appreciate you sharing that on our show this morning, John. That's 3 to 4 this afternoon on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Thanks for having me.
Important debate that will come into the new year. So that, once again, this afternoon, 3 to 4 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. News about your money this morning, WTMJ. Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 221 points to 42,518. The NASDAQ at 19,044. That fell another about 44 points. And the S&P 500 at 5843. That was up about 7 on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Headlines and ABC News next. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me once again today, Jeff Salazinski, is Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we're coming up on the new year. A lot of folks start thinking about New Year's resolutions, deciding to make positive changes. Following through, always the tough part, but that's also the important part. What message do you have for folks today as it relates to goal setting in the new year?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. Well, if finding a new, better, or more fulfilling career is one of your New Year's resolutions, here's some information about a career at R&R Insurance that may help you get the process started. R&R Insurance has positions available for individuals that have sales experience or for those that do not, but have always been interested in a sales career. We offer a guaranteed base salary so you can earn a wage while you're learning and building your book of business. We surround you with a team of experienced sales management professionals to ensure your success, from getting your license to helping you with referrals and sales presentations. And our owners have invested in resources, technology, systems, and people that'll give you a competitive edge. There's no ceiling on your earning potential.
So why else would someone work at R&R Insurance over other insurance companies that might also be looking for people?
Vince, our culture is that of a family-owned organization. The third generation are all leading the business today. They're heavily invested. No private equity partners, no shareholders with unrealistic demands, just a well-run local company with a great future. And unlike many others, we're not for sale.
So if somebody's interested, they want to learn more, what do they do?
Vince, I'd be happy to connect with them. They can call the R&R Insurance main number at 262-574-7000 and just ask for Jeff Salasinski. Or even easier, ask for Jeff from the radio.
Let's do that. Once again, the number is 262-574-7000. Call R&R Insurance. Ask for Jeff from the radio. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The next several hours will be critical in Southern California. The Santa Ana winds are kicking up again, and the humidity is very low. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z has more on which areas are the diciest.
The biggest area that we're extreme risk for today until 3 p.m., that's that PDS, particularly dangerous situation, red flag warning, goes through the San Fernando Valley. It's over toward Ventura, along the 101, the 405.
The winds are expected to die down and the humidity is expected to pick up beginning tomorrow. A deep freeze settling into the Midwest. Wind chills well below zero in Chicago, Minneapolis, and Milwaukee. President Biden delivers a farewell address from the Oval Office this evening. More of President-elect Trump's cabinet picks will also be before Senate committees today ahead of confirmation votes. The U.S. Supreme Court will take up the issue of online porn. The arguments this morning over a Texas law requiring proof of age before accessing certain sites. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Public Schools student testing positive for lead poisoning. Health Department says the student attends Golda Meir Lower Campus. That's just north of downtown. Department identified lead paint in the basement bathroom at the school. The district and health department are working to get rid of that. No other students have reported illnesses.
A proposed U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Facility, otherwise known as ICE, on Milwaukee's northwest side, is drawing the ire of the district's alderwoman.
Larissa Taylor says her office received a request through a third party to support ICE as it plans to move into her district at a currently empty warehouse park on West Lake Park Drive. Proposed modifications to the building include a sally port, which would be used to transport prisoners, and a chain link fence with privacy slats. The alderwoman says she will not support either the Department of Homeland Security moving in or any modifications to the building. ICE has not made a public statement about any plans for the facility. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Improvement for two of the students who are still in the hospital after the Abundant Life Christian School shooting in Madison. Spokesperson for UW Health System says the patients are improving and have been upgraded to good condition now. 3 people died in that December shooting at the school, including the teenage shooter. Madison police still working on a motive.
Man in custody after a bank robbery in Appleton. Martin Scheidermeyer, according to police, entered a Wells Fargo bank Tuesday morning, demanded money, took off. They were able to catch him thanks to the quick actions of bank employees.
Mental health during these cold winter months important. Dr. John Raymond with the Medical College of Wisconsin telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News, seasonal affective disorder, it is a real thing.
Seasonal affective disorder, also called SAD, is a major depressive disorder. It's a serious illness. And as we know, in winter, the days are short, the weather's cold and bleak, so it's natural to maybe feel a little bit down. But for about 5% of Americans, it's more than just a little bit of sadness. It really is a significant depressive disorder.
Dr. Raymond says cognitive behavioral therapy and antidepressants can help.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, why everyone is flocking to Red Note.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WisCaregiver.com gets you started. Choose between 2 great options. Become a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. Training is free, plus earn a $500 bonus. It's easy to start your new career. Learn more at WisCaregiver.com.
Chronic joint pain has a snowball effect. It's not just the pain.
What that did is just make me depressed that I couldn't get back into the gym, and I was inactive, gaining weight. I had to find another alternative.
And for Chad, that alternative was QC Kinetics and the non-surgical natural biologic treatments that can give lasting relief to aching hips, shoulders, knees, and backs.
Once they explained it, it made sense. Putting what we have inside our body back into us in a certain strategic way to heal up in a natural process was fantastic.
QC Kinetics treatments take place right in the office. No downtime, no surgery. And as for the outcome,
I'm just back to bouncing around, having fun, doing my work, living pain-free.
Don't let chronic joint pain rob you of your quality of life. Discover advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. Call now to learn more. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur suggesting he was surprised to learn this about one of his star players. That's in sports at 7:45.
As we await a potential decision by the U.S. Supreme Court over the law that bans TikTok from being used in the U.S., TikTok users are now moving. Gotta consider
confirm.
Yes, gotta consider other avenues, different social media apps ahead of the expected ban, which goes into effect on Sunday. So what about the old IG?
People on TikTok really do not want to go to Instagram Reels. I mean, the sense of community is very different. It's a bit more of a hostile environment. You might notice in the comments, if you compare Instagram comments to TikTok comments, people have really found their communities on TikTok. And so this is also a way to say, hey, we don't care if China gets all of our information. We'd rather have a platform that we enjoy. So it really has become this act of resistance in terms of joining Red Note.
That is Abrar Al-Hidi there. She's a tech reporter for CNET. She mentioned Red Note. That's where everyone is going. Red Note, a Chinese-owned app that's now the most popular free app in the App Store on Apple this week. I thought Instagram would maybe be a hit for some folks.
I think another thing that I noticed, and I hadn't noticed that about sense of community or whatever, but the easiest thing to see is Instagram doesn't have as good a music.
Interesting.
They don't have the rights to titles from popular artists and contemporary music. They have a bunch of music you can add, but it's not like stuff that's current.
Okay, so Red Note is where everyone's going. However, something to remember.
Red Note is still collecting your location data and your browsing habits and your IP addresses. So it's good to keep that in mind.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's doing all those things, but Abrar is good at reminding everybody.
But it's also good to keep in mind that pretty much every social media platform does that.
Yes.
The other thing people are flagging is that there's probably more censorship on Red Note than there would be on an American-based platform.
Okay, so a little bit more censorship perhaps on Red Note, which is a Chinese-owned app. Also big is Lemon 8. Lemon-8 is a Pinterest-style app that's owned by ByteDance also, which is TikTok's parent company.
Oh, well, so that's no good either, right? Yeah.
So either way, everyone's going to end up somehow being monitored by the Chinese.
It's funny. My nearly 20-year-old daughter is like an expert TikToker. She doesn't post a ton of stuff, but she loves all the content.
Consumes it,
right?
yeah.
So we were talking about this yesterday. She goes, Dad, you know what everyone's doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware that there's this other app. She goes, well, we're Gen Z. We don't let people boss us around. We find another way. So when are they going to figure that out? We're just going to find something else.
Somewhere else to go, whether it's good for us or not.
Right. She's like, we don't care about all this stuff. And for better and for worse, I do like sort of the pushback of don't boss us.
Yeah, I think she's
the
right.
The generation in front of us, they just did whatever they were told. Us, we're not going to get bossed around.
Millennials, yeah. What should I do? Okay. You want me to do something now? Okay.
News is sponsored.
You gotta tell me, though. I won't do it unless you tell me.
By Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
It was bound to happen. Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, employee stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity, another 401k. You get the picture. Years went by, the collection grew. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works and what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important. The retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. That's our story. Every portfolio tells the story. Let's work on yours. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. That's AnnexWealth.com.
What are 3 things you can do during a frozen Wisconsin winter? Well, you can go skiing, or do some ice fishing, or you can take a tropical vacation with Mr. Holland's Home Services. No, despite the rumors, we're not adding a travel agency to our robust roster of services. But with Mr. Holland's help, you can enjoy a tropical getaway this winter without ever leaving your home. Bring the heat of the beach into your abode with our top-notch heating repair, replacement, and maintenance. Relax to the soothing sounds of gently cascading water provided by our prestigious plumbers. Bask in the warm glow of revitalizing light, courtesy of Mr. Holland's expert electricians. Heating, plumbing, and electric. Or as we like to call it, the trifecta of tranquility. Escape to the tropics and rejuvenate your January with Mr. Holland's Home Services. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Want to say aloha to Total Home Comfort? We can help.
Checking in with Debbie at 741.
Okay, we got an accident now eastbound 94 right at the Zoo interchange, just as you're getting onto 94. So watch out, it is off on the left shoulder. Beyond that, though, we are seeing more delays continuing all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound's backed up from 27th Street out to about Mitchell Boulevard. Also in Waukesha County, eastbound 94 slowing down from about Highway F all the way through to Brookfield Road. Southbound 43's got some backups as well from Hampton Avenue all the way down almost to North Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. A sunny and cold start to the day, but temperatures warm towards the 20s this afternoon. Expect increase in clouds as the afternoon goes on, and the chance for some evening snow showers. Scattered snow showers will continue into the early overnight hours, generally less than an inch of snow expected with breezy winds through tonight. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Friday's the warmest day, high temperatures in the lower 40s with partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Temperatures start to drop once again on Saturday, highs in the 20s with mostly cloudy skies and breezy winds. Sunday gets cold, high temperatures near 10 with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 5 degrees. As predicted on this year's program, late last week, early this week, you will see on your ballot this spring another constitutional amendment referendum. This one will ask voters to enshrine in the state constitution a requirement to show photo ID in order to cast a ballot in Wisconsin elections. I thought we already have that. We do. I will get to that in a moment. Passed earlier this month by the state Senate, the measure clearing the way for the question to appear in the 2025 spring election by virtue of a party line 54-45 vote in the state assembly on Tuesday. Republicans in favor, Democrats opposed. Critics of the effort point out a couple of things. You want to name one?
Not everyone can get a state ID.
Okay, there you go. They accurately state that some folks, disproportionately, they say, affects the poor minority communities who they don't have photo IDs, some members of those communities, and they're less likely to go through the process to get one. Addressing that concern first, there are ways to obtain a state-issued photo ID for free. Granted, there is a process. There are hoops you need to jump through, and it's a thing. But if you want an ID to vote, you can get one. And my thought on that is I would suggest let's solve the problem for folks. Let's put our effort then into helping people get photo IDs, because in addition to voting, then now you can buy cold medicine at Walgreens, which some pseudoephedrine can't buy without a photo ID. Can't get on an airplane. Can't do any number of things for which you need a photo ID. The other criticism is that, and folks accurately state, photo ID is already in the law in Wisconsin, but we addressed this the other day. Republicans are uncomfortable with the likelihood that Democrats would challenge that photo ID law with a liberal-leaning U.S. Supreme Court. You're already seeing that in Act 10. They're relitigating things that they didn't like from the Walker administration. They're coming before now a liberal-leaning high court. They say that's why they're moving forward with it. I almost called him Alderman Bob Donovan. Now, State Representative Bob Donovan did make an interesting point. He said, in terms of like access to the ballot box, voter turnout is up in Wisconsin since the passage of photo ID. He cites 2012, so that was the year after photo ID was put into place, the first presidential election since. Turnout was just over 70% in Wisconsin. This most recent election, turnout more than 72%. So Representative Donovan's point is, show me where this is hurting voter turnout. Show me where we're suppressing the vote. It's already the law on the land and it's already happening. Regardless, it will be up to voters to decide on April 1st. 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @WTMJ.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Wire to wire. That is what you call a defeat for the opponent of the Milwaukee Bucks. Beating up the Kings, the Bucks did at Fiserv Forum on Tuesday night. They led by as many as 28, finishing with a final score of 130-115. Giannis with a triple-double. Pat Connaughton even had a poster dunk in this game. Now, as for his 50th regular season career triple-double, Coach Doc Rivers says the best part about these triple-doubles from Yanni is when he's passing the ball.
When him and Dame are high in assists, I mean, 20 between them,
I mean, we're so much better when that happens.
Yeah, he had 13 dimes. Dame with 7 and 24 points. Giannis would have 11 boards and 33 points as well as the Bucks roll. Up next, the Orlando Magic tonight. Their head coach, by the way, Milwaukee native. They'll be at Fiserv right here on WTMJ Radio.
Good advice for business, no matter what line of work you're in, for around the office. You never, even with good news, want your boss to be surprised about something that involves you.
Right.
You and I both learned this the hard way in various fashions over the years, right? We talk about it all the time. Boss needs to know what's up, needs to hear it from you. Why do I share this in the sports? So Packers, Eagles in the playoffs, first play of the game, remember?
Here's Keyshawn Nixon, the all-pro returner for Green Bay. And gets decked up before the third. I think the ball came out there.
Yeah, it did, and the Eagles recovered. So we were done from the first play of the game in the playoffs. Fox Sports on the call there. Well, Keyshawn Nixon, he wants to be done returning kickoffs. Says it's because his goal is to be the Packers' #1 cornerback on defense. He wants to focus on that. ESPN's Rob Demovsky mentioned that to Packers head coach Matt LaFleur at Coach's season-ending news conference Tuesday.
Keyshawn yesterday said he doesn't want to return kicks anymore. He wants to be a #1 corner.
That was interesting.
Did you get the sense there that Keyshawn's head coach hadn't heard that news before? Okay, Demovsky with the follow-up.
Are either of those viable?
Well, Keyshawn and I have a really good relationship, and we have a meeting today to talk about this. So I love Key. I do. I love how he competes. I love how he prepares. He's, not sure why he said what he said.
Not sure why he said what we said. LaFleur saying his office is open for one-on-ones with any of the players who want to do that now, or he'll be reaching out to every guy on the team for that chat in the coming weeks.
You got to make that phone call, right? Like if you're the player, you set that appointment.
Hey, coach, you
don't wait for the coach to call you, right? Like that's probably not a good.
Well, they know where I'm at.
All right, so I'm going to play you a 10-second clip from the Marquette Golden Eagles game last night as it ended, and it kind of just about sums up how this game was.
He rims it up, no good, pulled down, and it's the end of the game. Perfectly done. Marquette wins it by 2. Start the bus. Get out of here.
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
T. Smith was done. It was a long one, man.
Oh, yeah. And it went into overtime. It was super ugly as they just outlast DePaul. Thankfully, 85-83 was the final. Shaka Smart on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee after the game, talking with Homer and Tony and saying, like, look, what happens at these games at DePaul? You have all these Marquette fans, and because they show up at Chicago area, that kind of thing, and DePaul fans, it does ramp things up and makes it tough.
That's why, if we allow the game to be back and forth or, allow them to make certain runs, which Big East teams do, it's going to be, it's going to kind of feel like, we should win or, it should be ours, but you got to go grab it. You got to go take it. I thought the guys were huge down the stretch.
And a nice moment between the coach and Tony Smith after the game.
Coach, nice shoes too, by the way.
Yeah, he got some nice shoes on.
Good-looking shoes.
Up next, Xavier.
Badgers 70-68 winners over The Ohio State University. That was a barn burner at the Kohl Center Tuesday night. 24th ranked Badgers play next at USC on Saturday. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
Start the bus. Get out of here.
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Happy New Year means a lot of rough days ahead for those who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Plenty of gray, frigid days on the horizon where we all just want to be snugly and warm at home. And Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. But hurry up, you only have until January 31st, so visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions do apply.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
7:52. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, we got an accident reported on eastbound 94 right at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound in the zoo. It's off on the left shoulder. Ironically, though, beyond that are some pretty hefty delays, basically from just before 84th Street all the way through to about 35th Street. The westbound side backing up from 16th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 heavy from before Hampton all the way down towards North Avenue. Southbound 41 also backing up from just after Appleton down past Capitol Drive. A little bit more right around the North Avenue curve. Northbound's got some pockets of heavy traffic too from Blue Mound all the way up towards Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. The warm-up will be upon us. High of 23 degrees today. Got to get through some bitter cold hours this morning. Snow showers tonight. They say less than an inch of accumulation and a low of 20, which will feel great since right now we're at 5.
Idea Man.
I never spoke in front of a podium until the NFC Championship game.
Innovator.
So, with all due respect, why were you asked to go to the podium?
To be podium guy.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
What do you mean with all due respect?
I didn't want it to come off like I was being rude. I'm just curious, why Tausch?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It comes off incredibly rude.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
All right, Tausch. So, your guy, now the former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, is out of a job. He's not going to re-sign with the Cowboys. Today, his first meeting, his first interview, potentially for a new head coaching job, will be with the Chicago Bears. What do you think?
I'm torn on this one because I really respect Mike. Obviously played for him for a while and had a lot of success. I don't want him coaching the Bears, but I think, if he has put in the time, and if that's the best opportunity left for him. But there's something about, man, I don't know, as a Packer fan, you want to see good things for people that were great for the Green Bay Packers, but I don't know if you can even entertain that thought when and if he becomes the Bears coach. But the fascinating part of this is, I think Mike, I don't know if his PR person or whomever, because I was on with Waddle and Sylvie, our teammates down on ESPN Chicago last night, and their fans are not excited about that at all. They're not excited if Mike becomes the coach. And we're sitting there, you want Ben Johnson and all these other coaches. I said, well, at some point, don't you have to take something that rather than who you would hope it might happen? And it just doesn't seem like people view Mike in that way. So the whole thing is fascinating to me, but from my own perspective, I'm completely torn on whether or not I want this to happen in a big way.
I want good things to happen for McCarthy. I liked him as a fan. Tausch, he did my brother's radio show up in Green Bay, and Nick loved him and just said, off the air, he was an even better guy than he was on the air.
Always have heard that.
Yeah, always. I will continue to root for him. So I don't want him in the Bears just because, not that the Cowboys were not that much of a threat over the last several seasons to us, and can't we find him a nice job in the AFC?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to see him twice a year.
World when it's Tausch and Vitrano related, and we want just what's best because we, do have a lot of respect for Mike. But, unfortunately, that's not how it happens. And I think the one thing you find out, and that's whether it's former players, former coaches, it always comes back to your loyalty to your team is always going to trump, unless it's an immediate family member. I think it's always going to trump it. So, yeah, it'd be great if the Dolphins or if another team looked at Mike's track record and said, we need to get him in this building, but that it looks as if Chicago is really serious about it, because I think they have not had anyone else come in the building. As far as, that basically means when you're doing all Zooms and you have Mike come in and Mike gets to look it over. So this is the great thing for Mike. He's interviewing them too. It's not just a one-way street.
Yeah, who wants
New
that
Orleans
job?
is available. Well, I think everybody that's NFL head coach, and you're down to 4 or 5 different openings. I would have thought the same thing about, you really want to work for Jerry Jones? Well, yeah, if it's the last job and I want to be an NFL coach, that's what I will do. So I get the whole thing. It is, I think from a Packer fan standpoint, it's probably not as complicated as maybe some of us that have a personal relationship with Mike. It's more, yeah, go ahead. We're going to whoop you anyways if you're the coach of the Chicago Bears.
Hey, will you text McCarthy later today and just ask him, hey, how'd it go? What are you thinking?
Sure. Yeah, what time do you want me to text him at?
Yeah, and then tell him what slots do we have open tomorrow for live interviews.
We can carve out some space. We can be flexible.
Set that up, hey, Josh.
Yeah, we'll. So here's what we'll do. I'll text him, see where they're going to get dinner, and then I'll give you guys. You guys can do another road trip, just like that when you did that Star one, where you guys trying to chase the planet, whatever that thing was called,
the
solar
eclipse. No, it's
and
called
you'll
the
get
eclipse.
there. You'll get there just after they're done eating, and you won't be able to get your exclusive on Wisconsin.
You'll be getting in the car, right? You'll be like, no, Mike, coach.
No, they're gone. No.
Oh.
He'll be back at the hotel. Matter of fact, he'll be checked out of the hotel, right?
We were closer than that. Thanks, Josh.
Were you? See ya.
Didn't matter.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A year-round family entertainment center has been pitched for Cedarburg. The 30,000 square foot facility would include indoor mini golf, laser tag, bumper cars, and an arcade. Options for the future of Interstate 794 are expected to be shared with the public this spring. The State Department of Transportation has been studying 9 concepts since August of 2023 to determine the future of the highway. UW system students looking to transfer from one system school to another may soon find it harder than it was in the past. The system is reviewing its guaranteed transfer policy from 2020, but would not provide a timeline for when changes, if any, could be implemented. I'm Drew Dawson from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just a minute after 8, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, January 15th. Our top story, a final address from the Oval.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Elon Musk gets served.
I'm I'm Debbie Loziga. On eastbound 94, we've got an accident right at the end of the on-ramp from 41 southbound in the zoo. Left shoulder is blocked right now. Beyond that, more delays from 84th Street all the way through to 27th. Also, back that up a bit, we do have backups from 164 all the way to about Blue Mound Road in Waukesha County. Eastbound 894, we got delays from about 84th Street all the way through to Loomis. The westbound side is slow from 27th Street all the way to about 60th. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 23, but a ways to go to get there. Sunshine this morning and afternoon clouds with snow showers this evening and a low of 20. Right now we're at 5 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Biden expected to deliver his farewell address to the nation tonight from the Oval Office. Willie James Inman from CBS News.
In a letter released ahead of his Oval Office address to the nation on Wednesday evening, President Biden outlined what he sees as major accomplishments during his 4 years in office. Mr. Biden noted over 16 million jobs created, increased wages, and declining inflation, as well as bipartisan initiatives he signed into law.
Vice President Kamala Harris also expected to be there for the speech tonight.
A battle over access to internet pornography is reaching the U.S. Supreme Court today over a new law in Texas that would require visitors to different sites to undergo some type of age verification process to prove that they are 18 or older. Attorney Vera Eidelman for the American Civil Liberties Union says the Texas law will not have the desired effect to keep kids away from the internet port sites.
It is something that could push kids and other people to more illicit corners of the internet.
Critics also claim that the law would violate the First Amendment because it would burden adults' access to protected speech.
The Securities and Exchange Commission is suing Elon Musk.
The suit claims Elon Musk failed to disclose his ownership of Twitter stock before he bought the site. The suit alleges that allowed him to underpay by at least $150 million. Musk began acquiring Twitter shares in early 2022 and by March of that year owned more than 5%. At that point, the suit says he was required by law to disclose his ownership, but did not do so until later. It's not clear if the new Trump administration will continue to pursue the suit. Musk has linked forces with Trump. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
An update to the Madison school shooting that we've been following since December. Improvement for the 2 students who remain in the hospital after that shooting at the Abundant Life Christian School. A spokesperson for the UW Health System says the patients are improving and have been upgraded now to good condition. They're being treated at American Family Children's Hospital in Madison. 3 people were killed in that December shooting at the school, including the teenage shooter. Madison police continue to investigate the motive.
A Milwaukee Public Schools student who tested positive for lead poisoning has the health department looking at the school. Golda Meir Lower Campus, just north of downtown. Department identified there is lead paint in a basement bathroom at the school. District and health departments say they're working to get rid of that, and no other students have reported illnesses.
Israel and Hamas are on the brink of a Gaza ceasefire deal with intense negotiations on the last details happening now.
The finish line for a Gaza ceasefire is within sight, but Israel and Hamas still struggling to cross it. Just a day after an announcement seemed imminent, the sides back to hurling accusations of new demands and bad faith. But the negotiations have made so much progress in recent days, no one here believes they are in jeopardy. The first phase of this ceasefire would bring a 6-week pause in the fighting in Gaza, a massive boost in humanitarian aid, and the release of 33 hostages, including 2 Americans. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Coming up, an animal takeover leaving cities howling mad. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, they credit 3 Pillars with living longer.
Schedule a tour today at 3pillars.org.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Game time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Fox & Hound's gift cards make wonderful year-round gifts, as everyone loves a free dinner. Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card for free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's a great place. It's the famous Fox & Hounds.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
New leadership for the Archdiocese of Milwaukee means a new approach to challenges facing the Catholic Church in southeast Wisconsin.
With the pomp and pageantry now past, Archbishop Jeffrey Grob takes the reins as the 12th leader of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. And Grob tells WTMJ he plans to waste no time taking action. Day one as Archbishop, what are you looking to address within the church?
There are so many things. The church, I believe, still has a place at the table. But at the end of the day, how are we helping care for one another, lead others to faith? That's what it's all about.
At the Cathedral of St. John, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Make-A-Wish Wisconsin and the Milwaukee Bucks teaming up to help 4 sick children.
Dominique Smith brought her son from Arkansas to spend the day with his idol.
He's loved Damian Lillard since I can't even remember when it started, but to be here and for them to do this for the families, I can't even put into words how it feels.
Arvin Gopal Rutnam with the Bucks says these events impact everyone.
It means a lot not only to the kiddo, but it means a lot to Damien, who's been preparing for a few weeks with ordering shoes to getting ready to welcome this kid to Milwaukee.
David Ozady Scott, WTMJ News.
Got an update to a story that we first brought you on Wisconsin's Morning News earlier this week. Coyotes making headlines in more cities across the country. ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Police in Chicago had to pull a coyote from a grocery store refrigerator after the animal ended up in the produce section, hiding beneath the fine cheeses.
What's the nature of the emergency?
One day earlier at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, a United flight hit a coyote during takeoff, forcing pilots to divert the plane back to the airport. Sightings are on the rise in urban areas across the country. Experts say factors include more green spaces in our cities and the availability of lots of food, from trash to small pets.
Or your backyard chickens.
My wife just spotted one the other day. She's walking the dog 7 or 8 at night. It was cold, dark, and just walking right in front of them.
That's interesting.
She said it was like power walking. She's like, it had somewhere to be. It was just kind of like doing this, like,
had a little spring in the
quick
step.
trot as it walked past our dog and kept on.
Didn't pay him any mind.
I didn't even.
I think when people are around, they tend to, keep their distance. My kids ran into one when they were little, walking to school.
Yeah,
they said, I don't know, they kind of stood there, looked at us, we looked at him, kept on moving.
All right.
8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push one for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, cat, go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here. Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
Here's something to do with the bitter cold. Milwaukee Boat Show is here. Get inside and check it out January 17th through the 19th. And then again the following week, the 22nd through the 26th. It's 8 days of boating excellence at the Wisconsin Expo Center, State Fair Park. And we're giving away tickets right now. Caller number 5 to 855-616-1620. The Signing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Caller number 5 is going to the boat show on us at the Expo Center at State Fair Park. While you're there, you can register to win the HO Sports Beacon iKayak from Skipper Buds. They say it's the most durable inflatable kayak on the market. Wonky Boat Show back at Wisconsin State Fair Park inside the Expo Center, January 17th through the 19th, 22nd through the 26th.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
12 minutes after 8. Much nicer morning drive today, Debbie.
Yes, much nicer. We do still have this accident that's being worked on 94 eastbound, just at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound in the zoo. It's off on the left shoulder. Beyond that, though, we've got delays from just before 76th Street all the way through the stadium. Also a little bit of a backup heading through from Springdale Road all the way to about Brookfield Road in Waukesha County. Westbound 94 backed up from 27th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43 backing up from just south of Hampton all the way down towards Center Street. We've also got some delays along southbound 41, mainly right around the North Avenue curve to Mayfair Road. Northbound's about the same thing. Northbound from just before Mayfair Road all the way up almost to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Wind chill still below zero this morning. We're on our way to a high of 23, but we will see some gusting winds up to 20 miles an hour. Snow showers tonight. They say less than an inch of accumulation, though. Breezy low of 20. And then for tomorrow, a high of 36. That's going to feel amazing because right now we are at 6.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Got an update to a story that I know a lot of Packers fans have been following closely, and it's a story about a guy who may have ruined his life because he was a jerk at a sporting event. Real-world consequences for your public behavior sometimes, because you never know who's watching or perhaps who's recording.
They got one more yard, though. They're close. Okay, well.
So that's video. It was posted to social media. A guy named Alexander Basara. He is at the Packers-Eagles playoff game in Philadelphia on Sunday. And what you heard there, and it's hard to hear over the music, but what was going on there is you've got this belligerent Philly fan getting really profane. The clip starts out with a little friendly banter, right? He's talking to this Packers fan. You got Philly fan talking to Packers fan. And yeah, but whatever. And then the guy goes on a run that I had to bleep out. Like a lot of profane language. Philly fan is located in the row behind and adjacent to this guy and a woman that Basara said is his fiance. Okay, they're at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. He had apparently, the Philly fan, dropped the C word on this guy's fiance earlier.
Jeez.
So that was included in one of his rants. And that's when this guy started recording. Accompanying with the video that he posted to social media was this statement: "What it's like going to Philly, just trying to root for your team. Unprovoked, uncalled for. Packers Twitter, help me out. Find this guy. This is not okay. I hate that my fiance had this happen. Simply cheering for her team." So, ugly, dumb C word is one more clip from that guy.
Did I hear in the background, too, end of the first quarter? Like, was it that early in the game?
Quarter.
Third quarter.
I think it was right after
gosh.
Josh Jacobs almost got in on that amazing run with the touchdown. The Packers scored the next play.
So game was close.
And they apparently have been going back and forth with this guy, okay, where Philly fans, jab at these Packers fans inside Lincoln Financial Field. Now, this dude was asking for the internet to come to the rescue, and the internet does what it does so well. It went to work. Now, not everybody was supportive in the immediate social media post. I caught this one comment. First time at a Philly game? Your fault. Here's another. If you did a little research, you would never have bought seats in the higher levels at the Link. That's where the mutants sit. I won't even sit up there, and I'm an Eagles fan. Here's another that gets slightly more supportive. I was telling my friends, you could give me 50-yard line tickets and pay me $1,000 a quarter, and I still wouldn't watch a game in that stadium. That's a Bills fan. He says, yeah.
It's that bad.
Wouldn't do it. And I can confirm. I told you. We talked about it just before the game. That was my experience. I've been to the Link twice. Once was covering 4th and 26, or what turned out to be 4th and 26. Anyway, Packers and Eagles in the playoffs 20 years ago. And this is just a clip from my report as fans were walking into the stadium.
For many Packer fans, just getting to the gates was like running the gauntlet.
You guys are going down, baby! You guys are going down! No Packers in our stadium! This is Philadelphia!
Yeah, okay. That's a guy, he's screaming at women, children. I'm interviewing a kid like a 12-year-old after the game.
Yeah.
Guy knocked the cheese head off his head, flipping off the camera. Like, they were completely out of hand. And every fan base has its idiots.
Of course.
Right? You could find some drunken fool at a Packer game at Lambeau Field and pick your spot, right? But this started to rise to the level of really unacceptable. This couple, Basara and his fiancée, Allie Keller, they actually spoke highly of most Eagles fans when they were interviewed here by NBC 10 in Philadelphia.
So up until the event that you guys saw online, everything was fine. And Eagles fans were generally, pretty calm and pretty nice.
What's more interesting is they're from there. I don't know how they became Packers fans, but they actually live in the Philly area.
Ooh, stinky cheese, like go home. And we're like, well, we actually live here from like the Philly area. We're only an hour outside of Philly. So we would get the go homes, just leave. But it wasn't personal. It was more so like about the game and about the team.
So, I mean, it was clear they knew what they were getting into. Like, they didn't expect it. And you should expect that. If you wear another team's clothes in somebody else's house,
there's going to be
you're going to take some.
Yep.
And they were fine with that. But to the point where this guy was getting profane and like singled this woman out and is calling her the C word and terrible things. And so the guy's recourse was he recorded it. There's been some debate as to whether or not he did the right thing. Did this man stand up for his fiancée properly?
Oh, you mean instead of recording it, should he have got up into
this guy's business right? And his take was on social, and I think he's correct on this. Look, I did the only thing I thought I could do. What am I going to? And actually, there was one point in the recording where dude says to Packers fan, "You going to do anything?" And guy's like, "Ah," and then he goes, "Well, then shut the F up." Right. So this guy was hoping, begging for this dude to come up and get physical with him so he could pound on him. Right.
One thing if like the Packers were dominating in the game or something. Dude, your team is up. Right. Like what are you so
This
upset
is you
about?
when you're winning. So I don't know. I kind of defend the dude to that extent of like he thought that he would have been unsafe to escalate any further. They thought they would de-escalate. He would have this video and he might ultimately get his revenge on guy, which it appears he has. NBC Philly reporting this morning. A spokesperson for the Eagles told NBC 10 that the incident had been addressed and that the fan who harassed Basara and Keller won't be allowed to attend any future events at Lincoln Financial Field.
Wow.
Banned from the stadium. There's more. Social media users figured out who the guy is. They tracked down where he works. They outed him for his company, and his company, it was catching so much fire on the internet, the company felt compelled to respond publicly. NBC News posted this, so a part of their statement from this company, BCT Partners, where this dude worked. As an organization that has always stood for inclusivity, the conduct displayed was completely unacceptable and stands in direct opposition to our company values. We've begun a full investigation, internal matter, et cetera, et cetera. Well, late Tuesday, NBC reporting the company fired the guy. He got whacked from his job.
So it used to be the idea of like, oh, would you want your mother to hear you say that? Now it's, you have to walk with the idea of the entire world hearing you say something.
Right. Including your boss.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard also that, I don't know if the Packers organization, but somehow others have reached out and said, we got to get you guys to a game at Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
That we'll take care of.
It
you.
sounds
And
like
I
the
would
Eagles are
expect that would
taking
happen.
care of them too, right?
I had heard that as well,
Yeah.
right? And they're sorry about how this happened. Again, I would fully expect, and I've been a visiting fan in other team stadiums, and I've worn my team's colors,
Sure.
and you expect to take some. That's part of the game. And I'm sure visiting fans at Lambeau Field, you've seen visiting fans at Madison?
Yeah.
You get the chance and whatever.
Yep.
But so you expect to take some, and that's cool to a point. It's very clear this dude crossed the line. He got personal, and this guy, Alex Bissara, and his fiancee, Allie Keller, got their revenge.
Let's sing the song. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Don't you forget it!
All right, Debbie, your turn.
Right. Southbound 43, we got some backups from Southampton all the way down towards the North Avenue area. Northbound's pretty clear at the moment. Southbound 41 slowing down around the North Avenue curve to about Mayfair Road. Couple pockets of heavy traffic coming up from Blue Mound Road all the way up towards North Avenue as well on the northbound side. We do have this accident still up on the board. It's at the end of the ramp from 41 southbound to 94 eastbound in the zoo. Then beyond that, more delays from before 76th Street all the way through to 35th, westbound slowing from about 30th to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
If the Magic really have any sort of power,
Pick a card, any card.
don't you think that instead of pulling bunnies out of their hats,
Now take a good look at that card.
they'd consider trying to pull a win out?
Watch while I turn these spades into stars.
The Magic teleport north to take on the Bucks.
Middleton squeezes up another three. This time he's fouled as he hits it.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Are you heading into this new year with that same old joint pain? What year is it? 2020? Is it 2022? No, it's 2025, and you're still dealing with it.
Yeah, that's what year it is.
Well, yeah. My point is that it still feels like 2020, where your knees are still barking, your shoulders are popping. It's awful. And now is the time to actually get it fixed. You call QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. Live life like you should, where you can move and feel good. And you can do it without surgery and without downtime. Call QC Kinetics today. Here's the phone number. It's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics. And you can get yourself a one-on-one with their local clinicians, and you can learn about the process, and they'll walk you through it step by step. And they got a location in Mequon and another in Greenfield. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. No matter what year it is, feel better today.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Should I delay my Social Security benefits, or should I start taking them right away? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Your decision can impact your income for the rest of your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we help you create a strategy to maximize your benefits so you can make the most of what you've earned. Social Security is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap. Take the first step today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and get a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Don't leave money on the table. Text SS to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you two great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WisCaregiver.com.
Ice is coming to Milwaukee, perhaps, or growing, or building, or modifying. No, not that type of ice.
Happening today.
Yes. Milwaukee Council members, Vince, are going to hold a news conference later on this afternoon reacting to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, otherwise known as ICE, and the company, or I shouldn't say the company, the department's plan to modify a building to become a detention facility. So this is happening on the northwest side, right near the edge of Menominee Falls. So the building in question is near Lake Park Drive and Park Place. So if you're heading north on 4145, there by Good Hope, there's the Rust Arrow, and then you got the Park Place buildings, those two twin cube-like skyscrapers, you could call them.
Okay, right. Everybody knows these spots. It's right off the freeway. You got two like office towers just sort of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So further north of that, like maybe a quarter of a mile north of that by Good Hope, north of there, it's where this location is. So that is Alderwoman Larissa Taylor's district. And she's fired up about this. She says she'd heard that ICE is looking to modify this building, and she was not planning to support that. She said she would fight against that. However, she's frustrated because she says and tells Channel 12 that she's learned that ICE is able to apply the exemption of any kind of approval and just go ahead with its plans to modify this building and put in some different things that would indicate that it'll be a detention facility of some type.
Her argument, or what she discovered, was this federal agency doesn't need to ask the Milwaukee Common Council's permission to do what it wants on property that it
Yes. And she's upset because she doesn't like the idea of another facility, a detention facility in the area like has happened before. So going to hold a news conference this afternoon with some frustration. We haven't heard from ICE on this, so there's no comment from ICE. And, of course, this all comes less than a week before Inauguration Day. President-elect Donald Trump had campaigned on a platform of deporting illegal immigrants. We did ask Ken Harris, former Milwaukee police lieutenant, who's a host on 101.7 The Truth, what he takes, what his take is on this. Like, does one thing connect to the other?
Are they connected?
And he's like, yes, absolutely, that they're connected in some way, meaning that if someone's breaking the law and they find out they are here illegally in the country, they're going to be using that facility likely to then deport these folks.
And this administration, or the incoming administration, has pledged to be more aggressive in that than the previous administration. So that's why you have this build out, is the dots that are being connected, which apparently many in the Common Council are not happy about. What time's that newser today?
1:30.
8:28 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Save big money at Menards. Do you need durable flooring that stands up to life's messes? Update your home with new vinyl plank flooring. Peyton Vinyl Plank comes in 2 styles with a realistic wood look. It features an attached pad for easy installation, plus it's waterproof and durable. Peyton Vinyl Plank flooring is just $139 per square foot. Trust Menards for all your flooring needs. Sale prices good through January 26th.
Save big money at Menards.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Several Senate confirmation hearings are happening today. The Judiciary Committee beginning its questioning right now of Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi. Later, the Foreign Affairs Committee will be questioning Marco Rubio, who's hoping to become the next Secretary of State. President Biden delivers a farewell address this evening from the Oval Office. Santa Ana winds are picking up in Southern California. Again, that's the highest level of red flag fire warning is also up for today for Los Angeles. They're closing in on a ceasefire deal in the Middle East.
Cautious optimism here. ABC News learning that Israel and Hamas have agreed on the core elements of a ceasefire deal, but Hamas yet to respond to the latest draft of an agreement. Haggling still going on.
ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell. A new look on the economy and inflation. The month-to-month reading on inflation showed a 0.4% increase between November and December. Investors encouraged the numbers weren't higher. The Dow was up 660 points ahead of the open. This is ABC News.
Well, we got an issue in the Hale interchange. On the ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound 894, the left lane is blocked in the Hale because of a broken down vehicle. So careful with that. Eastbound 94 still dealing with that crash at the end of the 41 southbound on-ramp. So that, or connector ramp, I should say, in the zoo. So you're dealing with that. Then we've got 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound's going to be slow from 30th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Right now it's 6 degrees in Milwaukee on our way to a high of 23. Watch for some snow showers tonight and a low of 20. At 8:32 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Public Schools student has tested positive for lead poisoning, and the health department is concerned. He attends Golda Meir, the lower campus, which is just north of downtown. The department says it found lead paint in the basement bathroom at the school, and the district and health department are working to remove that. No other students, though, have reported illnesses.
A proposed U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention facility on the Milwaukee Northwest side is drawing the ire of the district's alderwoman.
Larissa Taylor says her office received a request through a third party to support ICE as it plans to move into her district at a currently empty warehouse park on West Lake Park Drive. Proposed modifications to the building include a sally port, which would be used to transport prisoners, and a chain link fence with privacy slats. The alderwoman says she will not support either the Department of Homeland Security moving in or any modifications to the building. ICE has not made a public statement about any plans for the facility. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, over the past decade, it reported that 66 and 104, that many I don't have any accurate number here, but the concern is over migrants crossing the Rio Grande from Mexico into Texas. Smugglers have now devised a way to avoid the dangers of the swift-running Rio Grande.
Homeland Security and immigration officials have found a smuggler's tunnel extending beneath the Rio Grande and connecting El Paso with Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. No one was around when it was discovered, so investigators are starting from scratch.
They start looking for pocket trash, things that people leave behind that might have phone numbers, might have an idea of what they were heading to, where they came from.
Ex-Border Patrol agent Victor Manjarez Jr. thinks the tunnel was likely dug within the past year. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Later this week, Kent Laverne will take the oath of office to serve as Milwaukee County's 3rd district attorney since the 1960s. Takes place Thursday. Former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant and host on 101.7 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris, tells Wisconsin's Morning News what Laverne needs to do to separate himself from his former boss, John Chisholm.
Make the punishment match the crime. Don't think you're making up for past ills in the black community, Hispanic, Asian, white, whatever, because of what happened in the past. You only deal with the circumstances and what happened today. Let's move forward.
Laverne ran unopposed in the November election. He plans to focus on prosecuting reckless drivers when taking office.
Time for news about your money, WTMJ. Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average off the opening bell, up 652 points to 43,170. The S&P 500 at 5930. That is up 87. And the NASDAQ up more than 1 3/4% already at 19,381. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:35.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Coming up, no men, please.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, cat, go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the Building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here. Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
Sun, 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 fun, fun, fun. Sun, 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 every kind of boat under the sun.
That boat show music is back, and so is Wisconsin's largest boat show. Everything from family runabouts, ski and surf boats, fishing boats, luxury pontoons, and more Great Lakes cruisers and motor yachts. Get that boat and get that deal. Shop for skis, boards, and tubes at the Tubers Truckload Sale. Check MilwaukeeBoatShow.com, January 17 through 26, State Fair Park. Closed Monday and Tuesday.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Have you ever offered your spouse, hey, I'll go run to the grocery store. I know that you were planning to, but it's been a busy day. So I'll go do that instead for you. I'll go grab all the things. What all do you need? And I'll take care of that because it's been a busy day and we're dividing and conquering. Have you ever done that?
I see where you're going with this. Yeah. And then sometimes you get turned down on the offer.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't need you to go.
My wife tells me no,
thank you.
all the time. No,
Right.
it's been a long day, Eric, but no, I'm still going to go instead to the grocery store.
For me, the primary reason is because then we come back with a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't on that list. You bought this.
For me, it's
What Pop-Tarts?
For me, it's not finding any of the things that she wants.
Yeah, they didn't have this.
We bring this up because the story now from CBS, if you can't trust your husband or boyfriend to get the grocery list right, how are you supposed to expect a male Instacart shopper to figure it out? That's why some women now want delivery apps like Instacart or DoorDash to give them the option of selecting the sex of their shopper.
I don't want a dude buying my groceries.
Yes, because who knows if they're going to pick the right thing or make sure that the Best Buy date is actually a good date and not tomorrow.
And they don't trust dudes to do that.
Yes.
I suppose there's a body of evidence, in fairness.
Yes, and apparently people have taken to TikTok pushing for the idea of being able to request the right dasher, if you will. One woman saying that in her last grocery store order, out of the 5 basic grocery items she paid for, the male shopper only got one of them correct.
Yeah, they didn't have any of this other stuff at the grocery store.
I don't know what quinoa is. What do you mean by that? Is that?
I think you spelled that wrong.
I think that's cocoa. So here's some cocoa.
8:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. While we're being hilarious, we got a real treat for you coming up next. You've seen him on TV. He's one of the best at what he does. It's improv comedy, and he joins us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
He's one of the great improv comics of our time, no doubt, and he is coming to Milwaukee tomorrow night.
Unlikely things to hear on a morning show.
It's midnight.
Odd things to be turned on by.
Electricity.
It's Colin Mockery along with Brad Sherwood, the comic duo behind Whose Line Is It Anyway? The show is called Asking for Trouble. 7:30 at the Pabst Theater tomorrow night, and Colin is on the line with us this morning, live on Wisconsin's Morning News. Great to have you with us, Colin.
Well, thanks for having me.
Hey, first tell us about the show. Is this interactive? Like, are you doing your thing? Does the audience get to participate?
Yeah, we say it's sort of a live version of Whose Line Is It Anyway, but without the dead weight. And I think we know who we're talking about here. Every scene starts with suggestions from the audience. We have audience members on stage with us for about 60% of the show. It's even more interactive than the TV show, so it's just wild, goofy fun for 2 hours.
Now, you said bringing audience members up onto stage. Do you know, like, do you have a feel for who's game and who might be terrible? Now, sometimes terrible works to your advantage, but like sometimes you must get folks who just do not want to play.
It's all a crapshoot. We usually try to bring up couples. That way, you know, they feel a little safer because they're with someone they know. If someone is jumping up and down and waving their hands, we tend not to pick them because it feels like it could go the wrong way. But, you know, it really depends. I mean, beauty is, even if they don't do well, we can somehow make it work. So it's a win-win situation.
Everyone preps for a show differently, I would assume, whether it's a Broadway musical or a television live broadcast. How do you prep for improv?
I wish I could tell you there was a grueling physical and mental warm-up. It's just I sit and have a coffee. I try to work it so that I can walk on stage with nothing on my mind and just see what happens. I mean, I've been doing this for over 40 years now, so I'm at the point where I'm incredibly comfortable walking out on stage in front of an audience who want to see a show that we don't actually have at that moment.
We're talking with Colin
That would
Mockery.
drive Vince crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a planner. I got to have it all laid out. If anything changes, I'm looking at Erik here going like, I don't know if we can change that right now. Colin Mockery is with us live. He, along with Brad Sherwood, are coming to the Pabst Theater. The comedic duo is putting on the show called Asking for Trouble. The aforementioned or alluded to Wayne Brady, he was in here in Milwaukee a while back. I emceed a fundraising event that he did. Tell us a little about him. He was really funny. He did a lot of the same stuff in his show. He was bringing people up, interactive, super fun. Everybody loved him.
Yeah, I write all of his stuff.
Yeah,
he he's never improvised a day in his life. I'm not really even sure why he's on the show. No, I mean Wayne is incredibly talented, and what I love about Whose Line, not only has it, given us all careers, but everybody on it, we all get along. It's a really nice, tight group. We work together whenever we can. So it's nice to see things finally work out for the kid.
He's doing okay.
Have you noticed, is there a difference between doing something like this on television versus doing it in person? I've often wondered if maybe there's a filter that is somehow in place when you're watching something on TV where the talent doesn't almost come out as much. I've heard people say that about seeing Second City or seeing SNL, where seeing something like that in person sometimes can be funnier than seeing it on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially with improv on television, people think, that we've written everything, that everything is planned. And it's not till they see us live that they go, oh, okay, so they are making it up. And there's there's a totally different energy when you're in an audience with people yelling out their suggestions. Everyone's really invested in you doing well because you're giving them the material. It's a different beast.
Talking with Colin Mockery, he's in town tomorrow at the Pabst Theater. Do you know Milwaukee? Have you been?
Yeah, I think this is like our 18th time. Brad and I have been touring the show for 23 years, and Milwaukee was always one of our favorite places.
So I bring it up as well because, Erik and I are pretty important people around here. Right? Everybody knows this, right? No. But I was going to ask you, I'm really interested because I've dipped my toe in the waters of stand-up before, just doing various events and whatnot. And, what I've explained that's the difference between stand-up and just being kind of a funny guy once in a while is stand-up, you have to create your own context. It's you and a microphone, and you have to tell the whole story from start to finish. Improv is so different in that you're getting that context. Is one easier than the other, or are they just completely different?
Well, from my mind, stand-up is the hardest of all the comedic forms. I mean, you're standing in front of an audience who are basically judging you on, okay, you think you're funny? Okay, show me, funny guy. With improv, they're giving us the ideas, so they have a vested interest in us doing well. So we have about 10 extra minutes where we can suck.
Get a little bit of room there, right?
Yeah.
Who's funny right now? Is there anyone in the industry right now that you're out there seeing and you're like, wow, that person's going to be something or is already something?
I mean, there's so many funny stand-ups right now. And there's great improvisers everywhere we go. Improv is just doing fine. I get to work in places like Atlanta and New York and LA, and there's a lot of great improvisers. There's a lot of great comedic minds out there. It's such an essential service. People take it for granted in a way, but it's a lot of hard work, and I just applaud everyone out there who's trying to make someone laugh.
Colin, you still get worried at all about being canceled? And a lot of comics have talked about the evolution of comedy, in the parlance of our times, and folks have gotten perhaps increasingly too sensitive. Do you worry about letting something slip that you have to fix later? No, I mean we're pretty good. I mean, and we don't do anything that's political. We don't do anything really from current events. It's just goofy, and it's rare that you can get canceled from goofiness. So we're pretty good. And you know what? If I do get canceled, I could use the rest. Right. It'd be kind of nice. It's not as lucrative. Colin Mockery, along with Brad Sherwood, they're coming to the Pabst Theater tomorrow night. The show is called Asking for Trouble. So great to catch up with you, Colin. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
PabstTheaterGroup.com is where you go for the few remaining tickets. Again, the show is at 7:30 tomorrow night. 8:48, Wisconsin's Morning News. One more time before 9 here, Debbie.
Alrighty then, eastbound on 94, backing up from about 76th Street all the way through the stadium interchange to about 30th Street. We've got everything else clearing up nicely. Southbound 43, maybe a quick tap of the brakes heading past Center Street, but overall, everything is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Joining us now on the phone line is the governor of the great state of Wisconsin, Tony Evers.
On the Political Power Hour.
You signed an executive order this morning creating a Wisconsin Office of Violence Prevention. Walk us through that.
We'll be working with all sorts of people across the state. It's an opportunity to bring people together on these important issues. People are tired of the violence. They're tired of gun violence in particular. We just can't stand for that anymore.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's shoveling and snow blowing season. It's slip and fall season on the ice. So you or one of your loved ones, you hear that dreaded pop, or you overdo it lifting heavy, wet snow and your back's not getting any better. You can make an appointment to visit the experts in orthopedic care anytime online. That's orthowisconsin.com. But if you need help now, or maybe it's the weekend and you don't want to waste time and money at the ER or urgent care where if it's serious enough, they send you somewhere else anyway. Your body, your health. Get started right at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. You walk right in. Even fracture is not too big to handle at the ASAP clinics because in both locations, Pewaukee and Brookfield, they have x-rays available right there on site. Monday through Saturday in Pewaukee, Sunday through Friday in Brookfield. Walk right in or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. The warm-up is upon us. I mean, relatively warm. I mean, right now we're at 6. We're on our way to a high of 23, and tonight's low only dipping down to 20 degrees. We got to get through this stretch here, and then high of 36 on Thursday, high 42 on Friday.
Saying goodbye just one last time.
Happening today.
One last time.
President Biden.
I see what you did there.
Will give a farewell address to the nation tonight from the Oval Office.
Folks.
Yep, probably be a folks in there maybe. So a little bit more on the Commander-in-Chief in a second. He's going to address the nation tonight in that primetime address. But first, also happening today on Capitol Hill, lots of stuff, lots of confirmation hearings. In fact, Pam Bondi is being questioned right now before the Judiciary Committee as she attempts to become confirmed for Attorney General. Others taking place as the new administration wants to get moving.
The president-elect's transition team has made clear that they want as many of the president-elect's nominees, particularly those around national security, that they be put in place by the time the president takes office next Monday.
So that's CBS's Nicole Killian. Another one who is going to be under the lights, if you will, today, the Duff Man, Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin congressman who's up for DOT head.
I'm sorry, the Duff Man?
Oh, I'm sure someone has called him Duff Man before. But tonight...
Not you, though.
I don't know him personally. Tonight, the president will talk legacy as he wraps up his 4 years in office. That will be taken live. For most of the networks would take that. We will be in Bucks coverage, so we will not have that. But it will be the end of an era, really, for President Biden.
One last time.
We have an obligation to give hate no safe harbor and to stand up to what my dad used to say is the greatest sin of all, the abuse of power.
One last time.
That's because America is and always has been a nation of possibilities. We must never lose that. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
One last time.
Remember that one.
One last time.
Folks,
up on the podcast page already. If you just caught the end of the Colin Mockery interview, Colin from Whose Line Is It Anyway going to be in town at the Pabst
What a
Theater
nice
tomorrow
man.
night. Really good interview.
Yeah,
Said some interesting stuff. Talked to us about how you build comedy, how you do improv. That's on the podcast page right now. Our earlier conversation about the Eagles fan who was harassing Packers fans in Philly, who got the internet strikes back. That cat lost his job. But that is up there as well. Find it wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, that whole thing. Also available by texting Vince to 855-616-1620, and I'll have Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program, and that Biden compilation right there. He can send you the link. WTMJ Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi is next.
Suck the pucks! Get out of here!
Run.
All you know is it's a W.
Coach, nice shoes too, by the way.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A year-round family entertainment